All right, what are we getting into here? You hear me, Klein? Okay. Let me see. You get a chance to see them videos, man? How they? I mean, as far as like, I think it's pretty. I mean, I'll remake some of the ones. I'm gonna go back through them and update them. As far as, I like the way they're. I just put them all in that new folder there. Then I'm gonna. Crypto House, what up, boys? We're getting into crypto today. Yeah, let me jump. Let me jump in here so I can hear you. All right, go ahead. Let me see if I can hear you on my mic. You hear me, Decline?
Hear me?
Yeah. So I like the setup on the videos, right?
Yep, I like them.
Yeah, I think the training videos, I think the intro to the course, then we have the 1 hour trade, right? 7 videos on that, and then the entries, right? So I think the next thing is just basically, I would say focusing on market. That's what I wanted to do. Wanted to dig a little more. My man, check out newer project Shinobi Ninja. Crypto House. It's on the Coin Market Cap. All right, what we got? Shinobi Ninja. All right, let's pull up Coin Market Cap. Coin Cap. Let's see what you guys are throwing out there for research. And remember, guys, always do your nothing on TikTok is financial advice. And always make sure you do your due diligence before you do anything here. What's it called? Shinobi. Shinobi Ninja. Let's see if it pulls up here. There it is. Let's see what we got here. Man, we got a greed index at 65. The market has slowed down. How come it didn't pull up, man? There it is. There it is. All right, we're loaded. Shinobi Ninja. What is this on? Project is on Solana. All right, so it's on Solana. What's up, Bitcoin? EB. Let's take a look at this overall. So, anytime you guys do research, let's dig into this. We'll do a quick recap here. Let me stream this out right here, and I'll put myself in this corner here, and we'll stream this out. Let's figure out what we're looking at. All right, TikTok. So you guys are throwing some coins out there. You guys are throwing a coin called Shinobi Ninja. As always, guys, make sure even if you're inside of TikTok or you see something, make sure you do your own research. And it's a little bit here. So let's get into here and see what we can find. So the first thing I want to do here, man, is always is just kind of get into a little more depth, right? So first things first, I like to see the overall all button, right, which is on the charts over here on the right, and I want to see like when it came out. So I hit all, and I want to see the creation time. So obviously it came out in April on 4/22. Relatively new. Why it's on Coin Market Cap so early is crazy, but that just means it has a really good development team here. And that's normally a good sign. So let me see as far as what we have here. So very first thing for me is I'm always looking at circulating supply. They got 999 million and 100% self-reported. The fully diluted market cap. So the second thing that I look for, guys, is I like to just take a look at Twitter and to have an understanding of how their community is based. Because at the end of the day, no matter what project you get into, the project has to have marketing, right? I mean, let's face it, guys. You guys have to come to the realization, right? If you're buying meme coins or whatever you're doing out there, now these risky projects, they're risky because there's no we don't know what they do, or they have a what people purpose, or etc. But first thing I like to do is just to make sure they have over 5,000 followers. Now this one is coming out of Japan. It has 7,000 followers. All right, and they have a link tree. They joined February 2024, so it took 3 months for them to build their little project. This is pretty dope here. The Ninja Shinobi crypto coin is going to Revelation Trading. Not only does the coin price over the last week charge people's lives behind it. All right, so this is popping out here March 17th. So you want to do a little research here to see. The key here is I want to see not only is Shinobi saying this, but I want to see who is like sharing the Twitter space, right? Is there any influencers? Several versions running now in beta, feedback. So this is like a bonk bot. So this is an interesting scenario. It's an interesting scenario because I do use bonk bot to make a lot of my Solana trades. So if this can work, I mean, I'm definitely going to try it out. So it looks like it's a Solana bot, AI bot for trading. I'm here declaring. So, I mean, all right, I like the fact that they got 7,000 people inside their Twitter. The next thing I want to do here is take a look at their website. Twitter is important because Twitter is the main section of crypto. And if it's not trending or has following on Twitter, then it kind of slows you down to what it would look like. And don't forget, guys, everything on this platform on TikTok is just for pure entertainment and understanding. You have to Dior and do your own research. So they have roadmaps, the Shadow Realms digital currency, exchange faster, blink of an eye, a legend was born. I mean, this is funny. This is actually I like it. I mean, I like the roadmap. This looks cool as hell. I like the ninja idea, AI sniper bot. I mean, so far, I'm down, right? So I think I'm going to try this out. I mean, no matter what happens. But next, what I want to do here is I want to take the contract, right? And you can see right here on the right-hand side, it's a Solana contract. And now the next thing I like to do is I need to go to a couple websites, right? And the first one that I like to go to is Token Sniffer. And Token Sniffer is just a website that you can plug in, see some information, and verify some things that matter, like how much is being held by certain wallets, and all this other stuff. And then the next website that we'll take a look into is going to call Dex Tools, right? And Dex Tools is just a simple website that allows us to dig in. And the thing about Token Sniffer, they don't have the Solana coins quite yet. But let's go slide over here to Dex Tools. But you can find other coins on there. Let's go over to Dex Tools. Now, Dex Tools is the same thing. We're just going to plug the address in so you can Dior here. Make sure you do your own research and let's see what this is. Now, for me, it's always about, if you're getting into a project, you want to be in the early thousands, right? And here we go. 2 months ago, make sure you're picking the right one. 2 months ago, radium, 99%. on the report here. Okay, so it has $11 million market cap, right? Which in a lot of times you want to see if something like this can go to 100 million market cap. So it's a possible 10x here. The most important thing for me is liquidity. We do have $570,000 in liquidity, which is great, and there's only 12,000 holders. So to me, I like to get in around 5,000 holders. So this is already twice as big as I like to get in, but 10,000 is the mark that you want to kind of like hit around. Me personally, I like to be within before the 5,000, 1,000 to 5,000 holders. I like to get in, take advantage of a 4 or 5 or 10x on that first move, take out my initial investment, and then wait for the pullback, which is happening now, and then I would reinvest just with profits so that I have what's called a house money, right? But so far, so good. I mean, I'm looking over here. Now, I want to check the audits. So I'm going to check audits real quick. And as you can see over here, audits are going to pop up to the right-hand side of this. And what I'm looking for is contract verified, honeypot no, buy tax, sell tax unknown, mintable no. Okay, that just means they can't make more tokens, which is great. Tax modifiable no, meaning they can't change the tax when they're selling the coin. Blacklisted, it's not in there. I'd like to see a no on blacklisted because that means they can't blacklist your wallet, meaning you can't, you're able to continue to trade. They can't just kick you out. And transfer pausable, right? I like to see a no there. And what that means is that they can't pause you trading at that time. Now, sometimes a lot of bigger projects or real projects or projects that are real actual companies will keep that on because let's say if somebody hacks the system, they want to be able to pause all transactions so that the hackers can't get away. But other than that, the most thing that you look for is you want to make sure that scam risk is not like a yes and blacklisted isn't on. So far, out of all the audits are the best we can do here. It's not too bad. Yeah, so I mean, so far looks pretty good here. So now we want to take a look at a chart, maybe like a CoinGecko chart. Let's go back over to coin market cap, which is interesting. And I'm going to take the Ninja. Maybe this is on Trading View since it is on coin market cap. And the other thing I want to do here is I'm going to grab the ticker for Ninja. I'm going to copy it, but I want to see the markets, right? So I go over here, hit markets on coin market cap. This is on Radium, Jupiter, and Sonic, right? So this is not listed on any important exchanges, right? What I mean by this is BitGet, Bybit, MEXC. There's multiple exchanges that this could get listed on, which would take the price to a 10x. And then the other thing I want to see is volume. I want to see that there's money here, right? So in the last 24 hours, there's been $266,000 moved through Radium. So that's pretty good. Jupiter's had 216, right? So these are hopping right now. So now I'm not seeing anything here that says that it doesn't look good. So far it all looks good. So let's slide over to we got 1.1 cents, right? So let's go over to what we call Trading View. And what I want to do on Trading View, guys, is would you like to know about the Ninja utility? Yeah, tell us about the Ninja utility then. They have their own validator. Nice. So it looks like you guys are on top of this project here. So I'm just kind of working through here. So they have their own validator. Let's see if we can first pull up just Ninja itself. And what we're looking for is, oh, this is on, really? Oh, this is nice. So they're not showing it, but they're telling me that this should be on MEXC. Now I'm going to validate this. I'm actually going to go to my MEXC account and I'm going to pull up MEXC real quick. And I want to see if this is actually on MEXC. Because if it is, then we might have a banger here. Or something that I would definitely invest in. So let me pull this up. Shinobi, give me 1 second. Let's see. It is on here. Holy shit. So if you guys can see down here on my other PC, It is actually listed on MEXC. Okay. So now, all right, we're getting real serious here, man. Coin market, yeah, we're looking at coin market cap right now. We see that there. So let's take a look at the chart here. And the most important thing for me, guys, is validating first the trend. And we do that by digging into a 4-hour. Now, because this coin is so brand new, we're not on the 4-hour time frame. You're not going to have too much information here. But you're going to have enough information. I want to see kind of like a trend, right? So the very first thing here is to note where it was. So before it was up to 0.15. So it's been, and I'm just going to measure this out real quick and kind of show where we have been. And it looks like its top position was about 33%, right? So we have a 33% option from where it is currently, and where it could go. So this is a 33% mark from point A to point B. So let's just mark this out. We're going to tag this right here with a call out. And I'm just going to mark this as a 33% pullback. Now, what that allows me to do here is just over the period here. It looks like since its beginning or its launch on April 19th, it has a nice 33% pullback. And that's where we're kind of at right now. Now, initially, its full pullback should be about 50, right? So normally that's what happens is a coin will lose 50%. And this is a good example, you guys, understanding that, when you have coins or new releases or whatever, there's always a 50% pullback. So don't worry if a coin comes out and you don't get in on it. But taking profits when they pump is very important because they're always going to pull back. And that's what you have to kind of understand when you this is what we have, a training system, right? We have what's called a trading academy. You can see over here inside our Discord. We run what's called the Crypto Nation Academy, right? And it's a trading academy. We don't really teach how to trade. What we actually teach you how to do is to take profits, right? So the most important thing here is, taking profits and understanding that taking profits is the most important thing to do, right? So in this scenario here, when you first got in, if you got in early, you would took profits. They did. It came back up. Take profits. It comes down. Take profits, because there's always moves that happen, right? There's always the first, okay, there's two moves, right? Move number one, right? This is move one, right? And you're going to see every time I educate or I teach you guys how to trade or actually take profits, it's because it's a very simple process, right? And then this is move number two, right? So move two. Right? There's always two moves in everything that happens. So now we're actually headed in the other direction where we had a move here where here's your first move, right? And you can see the same thing. The bounce is this move here, is your first correction to that big move, right? This is the bounce, right? This was the bounce profit. And if you didn't take the bounce profit, then you just kind of missed out on that. So that's the bounce profit right there. And profit, that's your bounce profit. And now you have the reversal, right? So here's the first move, then the second move. And now we're heading into the next one where we're going to basically have the first move. All right, so this is move one. And then what we're going to come into is after this move here, you're going to be looking for a second move here. So wherever this happens here, right? So now we got the other scenario happening where we're coming off of the second move. We have this huge bounce here. Then we have a pullback. And now the question is, where do we go on this second move, right? And that's kind of like the scenario that this coin is in, right? Now, the good thing is you have, solid, if you guys look at support or resistance or anything like that, guys, and don't forget to hit the likes. Let's get up to 10,000 and kind of pull through there. So the next thing we're going to do here is, Let me see if I can. We're going to pull up we're going to take the contract here, make like you understand, coin market cap. You can grab your contract anytime you want. And we're going to take a peek at another website that you can look at is Dex Screener. And we'll pull that up for you guys too. So that Dex Screener and Dex Tools are kind of like the scenario where same type of websites that you can do research on. But it's good to, kind of like know everywhere you can go. So that way you can put yourself into the best websites and so forth to allow you to kind of like check everything out. So we're going to pull up the Dex Screener. This thing is just like Dex Tools. You can put in the whole scenario as well, and it's just verifying you're human, etc. So this is called dexscreener.com. And remember, you can Google all these and get these pulled up here. So it's just going to do a quick thing. And now we're going to type in, we're going to look for what we're looking for. So let's put our address in here. And there's Ninja. So we're going to pull up Ninja on Dex Screener now. Now this has full chart as well. Time frames, etc. And this is from the beginning of where it came from. So now we have a full chart. Let's go to the 1 hour, and we just want to see where the beginnings are here. So now the thing is, and this is kind of like an understanding here. So on your coin market cap, right, you have the ability to click on 1 day, 7 day, or all time. So this all time here, when we click on all, right, gives us the chart. And let me see if we can, has a chart here that takes us to about April 22nd. When we go to that's our token. Let's go to Dex Tools. So when we go to Dex Tools is going to give us another chart here, and we can click on here and go to the 1 hour. And then you can see here that Dex Tools has the beginning of this chart launched on February 23rd, right? So the coin market cap doesn't have the full chart because it was just put on there, but you can see right here that February 22nd was the beginning of the launch of this token. So this token came out, they launched it, and obviously pre-sales or whatever they did to start off, their coin started off at a position of 0.004. So if you are getting into these positions here, this is where you make the bulk of the money. And then from there, you can see, obviously, there was a lot of money made in this big spike here. And then, they sold out, obviously taking profits. There's a couple people, early profits, big profits. So this coin has got to the point where it has reached almost 4 cents. And now it's coming back down. And we can see the consolidation at about 0.007, which was another good opportunity to buy the coin for the second pump. And then that's when that second pump got up to 2 cents. And then that's where most people after that from here to here sold, because there's always two moves, right? Big move, second move. And then now this is what we call consolidation, because people don't know. They're trying to buy the bottoms, but there's not enough money here to push the top, because the people who took the profits in the beginning are just sitting around waiting for the next thing to happen, right? So what we call a narrative, right? So getting listed on MEXC or getting listed on other exchanges or et cetera, et cetera. So when we look at this chart in an overall, we do have some areas of consolidation where we're at right now, and the possibility is about 1.5 cent here. So when we take a look at Shinobi on the overall trading view here, I'm gonna bring these down here. So these are my 4 hours. I'm gonna take this down to a 1 hour chart, because I want to see the support or resistance or target areas, right? So the target area that we do have available is a 1.5. Right? So this seems like a common area that this coin would like to get into, and that's what we have on our chart here. So it's about a 45% move from where it's coming from. So currently right now we're looking at about a 35% move to where it was its first resistance area, right? So not a bad scenario. If you're thinking of coins or profits and so forth, I mean, at least here you have a decent target, but don't forget the target of this coin in its original launch had reached 4 cents. So this does have the capability of getting up to a very higher margin area, which is a 287% from where it currently stands, right? So if we cut that in half and be realistic, we want to go to about 126. So I would say that on the overall about 2 cents. All right, what is that? What is that mark at? 1.6. Let's bring this up here. So this would be an area of about 2.3. So that to me would be, if as this coin moves, this would probably be a pretty good area of targeting around the two and a half, 2 pennies and 5/10 of a penny, 2.5 cents, right? That seems like a pretty good target. So that's about 126%. So on the overall, if you're looking for investments and so forth, this is kind of what I would look at. I would say that I have a possible 1.5x, and on a medium roll, I got about 30%. So now the question comes down to sentiment, right? And what is sentiment, right? Sentiment is launch of V2 of the AI sniping bot this Friday. Okay, so we got a sniping bot launch coming out for this. Coming out Friday, right? So where are we sitting at? Tuesday. So we got 3 or 4 days here. Now, what I'm looking at, guys, here is I'm looking for sentiment, right? What is sentiment, right? So if you guys ever heard of an indicator called the relative strength index, right? This is the RSI, right? And the RSI is basically your what we call the sentiment situation. What is sentiment? Sentiment is basically how the public feels, whether it's overbought, oversold. If something is in a scenario where, at the time of buying, right? So when this is at the bottom, this is oversold. When it's at the top, it's overbought. This is oversold. This is overbought. This is oversold. And now this is overbought. So we're in a scenario where we're kind of in a situation where we're sitting in an area that is possibly overbought right now, right? In the sentiment of the current holders. So out of the 12,000, let's go take a look at how many holders again. So there's 12,000 holders. Let's take a look at DEX Tools. And DEX Tools is going to break down the same thing for us. Market cap, 568,000 liquidity. We're going to take a look over here as well. So in the DEX scanner, we can see it was created 2 months ago. There's a pool with 283,000 in it. Different pairs. Ninja was born from the need, and kind of get a full breakdown here. And what we're looking for here is also we're just looking for red flags here. Now the thing, okay, so here, look in the corner here. There's a thing called liquidity, but there's a lock on liquidity, right? So let's click that lock. So total lock liquidity is 99.94%, burn 99.94. So the liquidity here, total locked liquidity, total burned. That's very interesting there. So they actually have their entire lock. Let's go over here. I want to see if they have the liquidity lock over here. So normally on the liquidity, I would like to see a lock over here on the liquidity on DEX Tools as well, verifying that the liquidity is locked in there, because DEX Scanner is telling me that there's a lock on the liquidity. And a lot of times the lock on the liquidity will be where it gives you like a date, meaning that they'll lock liquidity for 12 months or 6 months, right? If liquidity is locked for 7 days, guys, more than likely you're probably in a shitty project. You need to be very careful. But this one is locked up. Total liquidity locked 99.4. Total burn 99.4. This is looking really, really bullish here. Let's take a look at the Telegram real quick. So far, guys, anytime you Dior, just make sure that you want to. There's 7,000 followers in their Telegram. Let me view in Telegram. Take a look at the communities, guys. See what they're talking about. I like to see 10,000. Definitely over 5,000 people on something is a good scenario here. So far, this coin is hitting all the big marks here. And with the 3 cent possibility, we have a 2x, which is a 200x on there. And then, from there, I think you could take profits and put yourself in a position where, let me see if I have my Telegram on here. No, I don't have the program set up here. But you can put yourself in a situation where, preview channel. You can put yourself in a situation where you can, make some profits, take out your initial investment, and then use house money to stay in the project. So that way, even if it does go to zero, you actually don't lose any money, right? And don't forget, guys, we don't do financial advice. We just explain how we take advantage of these type of coins. Let's see here. Wow. So they did burn all the liquidity. So the tokens, so that liquidity, that's pretty insane. That basically, so they, so Dex, so basically the liquidity, which is basically the bank or the savings account of this coin, has $500,000 in it, and the coins that they put into the $500,000 have been burnt. So, and we're just going to verify this on the record here, but this just seemed like they made sure there was $500,000 in the middle of the pot, which is open to the public, because the people who put in the liquidity have actually burned their tokens, which is the same thing that Dex Scanner basically let us know that that they burnt their liquidity, right? And this is what I was looking for right here. Okay. Wow. So they burned the liquidity. So there's $500,000 in this project in liquidity that literally can't be sold out by the people that put it inside there. So that's locked in there for the project. That's pretty impressive. All right. So that right there is a huge, huge moment there. I mean, they literally burnt their liquidity. Let's take a look at this preview. So they have a full little area here, and this is a interesting I'm going to say this is a pretty interesting project. So the way it's set up here, let me see about obviously we have trends here. We're definitely in a consolidation mode here. So theoretically here, Okay. I mean, I'm kind of digging this project here. Yeah, so do your research, man. These are just trend lines that, you look to see where most things pop off. And this is just what, it's interesting to draw trend lines just to see where you can, see where most people are going to expect a bounce. So 1.3, and eventually the area about 1.25 is the move to the higher session there. So, I mean, I could see this reaching 2 cents. Let's go take a look here. So if we got to 2 cents, all right, let's see where we would be in there. So it's literally 100x. So if you can double your money and then use that as house money to stay in the project, that's normally the go-to for me, right? If I can double my money and then put the profits back into the project and then let it just ride out. That's normally what I like to see. So this project is hitting a lot of buy signals for me. Secondary thing is I'm watching what's called sedative, right? And I want to get back into here. You can see here that currently right now it's oversold. Now, what does oversold mean on an RSI? It just means that all the money that's out there is in there right now. And so far right now, it's at a high end of people wanting to buy this project. Now, how much they're buying, that doesn't tell you how much they're buying. This just tells you that they're buying. So there's a lot of people buying this token, which we see with 11,000 holders. But this is our indicator right here. This is the Crypto Nation Academy indicator. This is the volume indicator, right? These are how we buy crypto, right? So for instance, when you take our trading program, right, on how to take profits, we teach you on how to buy into projects, and these are the points that we buy into of these projects. So the next time we buy this project will be basically somewhere in this area here, and the sensitive will be when this actually has a moment of coming back down, and then we'd be looking to buy here. So we're going to definitely get into this project here. I'm just waiting for this to pull back, and whatever this pullback is here, when it starts its journey back up, that will be a section that I buy into, and then that will give me the opportunity of a 100x, and then we'll go from there. But that's how we come and join us, bro. What do you got, man? Friday's go time. Join our Telegram 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Live chat, people from all corners of the globe. Yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna get in there, man. We're gonna check this out. It's a very interesting project. We have bots too. We use bots for I like the sniping concept. Our trading bots operate off of our indicators, right? So I'll show you kind of like our indicators here. So these are bots that we use in our indicators. And what it is we have bots that are actually trading educational bots, right? Meaning that we have a trading system that we use. And I'll show you something like on, let's go to Ethereum, or let's go to ETH. So, for instance, you can see here our bots are we use what's called a 1 hour trading system, right? And it's a very simple, easy system to use. And you can see right here, there's a couple triggers, right? First trigger to the system to make sure that you're in a solid trade is you have what's called a 1 hour trade, right? And you can see this little green moon here, that little green moon right there. And the trade is actually activated by the green moon. That's a confirmation of a trade. And then the trend, which is right here, see how it goes from red to green? So when it happens to go red to green, our trading bots will initiate a trade on this next move here, this pullback section, which is right here. And then from that entry point, we would mark in here and take this trade. And then what we're actually doing here is we're taking advantage of this move right here. You can see that from this level here to this level here is where our trading bot would actually initiate the trade. And then this is a 4% move, right? Now, the thing that we teach and educate people, you can see all my alerts. See how it says 1 hour moon alert, right? So XRP has a 1 hour moon alert, right? We'll go check that out in a second. So what this actually means here is the bots will initiate a trade here for us, and then we're looking for a 1% move. This is a 4% move. But what we teach people is how to make 50% on their trade. So this trade here would be a 1% move at 50%. It's a 4% move. So this would actually be a 200% gain on Ethereum. So you would have made 200% on this trade if you were using our trading bots. Or you just take the Trading Academy. We have a complete system on how to use our indicators. And then these indicators we teach the system on how to enter this trade manually and then take those profits right there. That's a very easy trade for us. And then you can see here, see how that goes red again? So if you're shorting a coin, right, we make money both ways. And you can see here that there is a red moon here, right? And the red moon triggers here. And then we look for the red trend to trigger a trade, which would be here. And that would basically initiate a trade on this candle here. And then we would run that to the percents, which would be probably around this area here. So this trade here would bring us another 4% move, which would be another 200% gains. So these are the simple things that we have. What's up, Greg? What up, baby? Crypto noob. How you feeling, big dog? So these are the indicators that we use to make money in the market. It's really, really easy to do. So when we apply this, unfortunately right now, Ninja doesn't have a full chart for us on TradingView, but eventually our indicators will pick up. So let's go back over to Shinobi Ninja, like for instance, right? So if I trade down here and let's say I go to a 10-minute, right? I'll show you Shinobi, right? So you see our indicators here? See the indicators for Shinobi? Let me show you how easy it is we can make money with your coin. You ready? You guys are gonna like this, right? So if you have a network of people that are following you, right, on the Ninja network, you can actually say, hey, listen, if you're using the Crypto Nation indicators, it's very easy to make money with Shinobi, right? And I'll show you right here. So you ready? Okay. This is a 10-minute time frame. You see this? Do you see how it went from red to green? You see that color change right there? So from red to green, right? So this would be a sell area, right? You see that for Shinobi? And then the buy would happen right here. You guys see that little green signal right there? See how that turned green right there, guys? So we would buy in this section right here, and then we would ride this up until we have our red signal right here. You see that red signal? So that particular move on Shinobi, let's say if you had the indicators, right? You buy in this section here, and you ride it up to this section here. So that was an 8% move on Shinobi. Now, as we let it come back down, we sell out, and then we're buying back in green again, which is in this section here. And from red to green, same thing, same scenario, and we just incorporate, here we would have our green moon. We'd have our purchase right here. We'd ride that up. Here we have a red moon, so that means we wouldn't be buying in this section here because it's on a downward trend. Here we'd be looking to rebuy on our green moons, green trends, and then as we move forward, positive value on there. So if you put this, talk about this in your Telegram group, it's the easiest way to make money on any type of coin. So this actually will track your coin pretty easily on the pumps. All right, so here you have a green moon, right? Once you get positive volume right here, see that green little trend there? That's our trade right there. So here's another one. This one actually panned out for a massive move right there, red to green, simple movements. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you can see right here that you guys are in a green trend here. You see right here, this was the buy. So the buy happened right in this point here. So guys, if you're interested in actually, understanding how to use indicators and buy bots and so forth like that, these indicators right here, we have what's called the VC Crypto Nation Academy. It's a very simple, we don't call it a trading academy. We call it a profit academy, because what it does is teach you how to sell, how to take profits and sell, so that way you're not left holding the bag. So you can see here, Shinobi's on a push here, right? You see this? And you see how Shinobi has a green line right here? And look at this move that you would have had. Now, even though it pulls back, you're still in the green. And actually, Shinobi's about to hit a green moon here, right? You see this 10-minute moon? So Shinobi's about to bounce right here. So you can see right here the volume is picking up. You see this? This is a solid indicator that this, you see how it pulled back here, but the volume stayed really high? this is an indication that we don't sell at this consolidation, and then we wait for the consolidation to the see the RSI come down. Even though the sentiment is selling where people aren't buying, this comes down to in here, right? And at the end of the day, it slides here, and then we would hold our position throughout here. And then when it bounces off the bottom, we would rebuy in these positions. So we would increase our position in these areas, and then we would have actually took advantage of this move right here. It's actually about to spike again. So it has an entire session here that it needs to run up. So that's how easy it is to make money in crypto, man. So this is a trading system that we teach and educate. If you guys are interested in learning or getting these indicators, there's an email right here. The name of the channel is VC Crypto Nation, and you just need to you're stabbing it up, my brother. How much capital is needed to get to 200 to 300K in crypto fast? Probably about, if you want to do it fast, I'd say about 50K. I'd say about 50K. So I would say here, right now this is kind of on a push. Now, like I said, I like two big moves, and you can see there was a pullback and a move. So it looks like it's going to have a little bit of a push here, but you notice how the volume is, this is the top of the volume here. So what we would be waiting for here is for Shinobi to actually finish its last push here. And then I think there'll be a little bit slight of a pullback either down to support zone here. And then there'll be, the takeoff point, which I think that's what they're building up to, which is this move here. But right now, it's definitely consolidating. And you can see on the volume wise, and you go back in time here, that the volume does have some big spikes. This was a huge spike here. But yeah, you can get a move in this section here. So I would expect a slight bounce here, and then I would be looking for a pullback. But yeah, I mean, this looks like it's gearing up here for sure, guys. So if you had our system, man, how long would it take? So depending on, how many trades you're following and what you're doing, I would say your goal is to make 20 to 50% on every trade. You'd be doing maybe $5,000 a trade, so 2,500. So you would need, let's take a look here. So 2,500 times 10 trades. So 25,000. So it'd take you about 10 trades. I'd say at least a solid. I don't know how often you trade, but I would say about 5 trades a week. So 2 weeks would be 25. So 50,000 a month. Yeah, I'd say about maybe eight weeks if you were trading properly. Not too bad. Let's see here. If you take anything away from Ninja today, come to the spaces on X this Friday for some insight into the fundamentals. So, can you get me on the spaces? Can I come in there and talk to you guys on the spaces? Let me get my Twitter up over here. So yeah, let me get you. I'll send you a message, and I'd come in there and let me jump into my. I don't know why Twitter changed my. But yeah, I'd love to come on there and yeah. Invite me in there, man. Let's send me a message. I'm gonna follow you guys real quick here. Let me get you set up here. Follow back. Okay. So send me a message and let's go over this. I wouldn't mind getting in here. I like the concept because we build bots too, and this is very interesting. But yeah, it looks like these guys are gearing up for a little bit of a little small pump here, and then a little more consolidation. But it does look like it is a very solid move right here. But yeah, so I like that, man. Let's send me a message. Let's get on the. I'll definitely hop on Friday and get on the spaces. I like the concept. Like I said, this is really very interesting to me because we do our bots too. So um, yeah, I'm in. Yeah, we can take a look at this for sure. I like what I'm seeing here. The chart's phenomenal. The burning of the liquidity was great. Solid. Let me pull you up in Telegram over here. Okay, let me slide over here. I'll pull you guys up on CoinMarketCap over here. So I'm gonna pull you up real quick on the other PC, and I'm gonna get you guys squared away here. So let me. Not Shinobi. There we go, Shinobi Ninja. Where's Telegram? There we go. So I'm gonna pull you up right now. I'm gonna jump in your Telegram real quick. Give me a second here. There we go. Join channel. All right, so I just joined in the channel right here. So I joined in the Telegram. Unmute. There we go. Join the channel the 23rd. And it'll be under VC Crypto Nation. So VC Crypto Nation. So same thing, man. VC Crypto Nation. All right, so I joined in the channel there. Very nice. All right. So I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna go through all this and check it out, man. I'm gonna throw this in my community. And but yeah, definitely let's link up, and I got you guys on telling a message in there, and we'll go over. I'll definitely join you on the spaces, and we'll jump in there and get that done. Yeah, let me see. Tap to verify. Click start. Let's see. Click start to begin. Okay. The be verification process. Okay. Let me hit start. Verify I'm human. Safeguard weapon apps. Okay. Human verification. Click. I'm loading. Okay. Verified. You can join the group using the temporary link. Okay. Join group. There. I'm here. There you go. I'm here, brother. There I am. All right, so welcome VC Crypto Nation. I'm in there. There we go. All right, so I'm in the Telegram, guys. So let's link up and get to the. Oh, you guys just hit. Look at that. They just hit their green moon right there. You see that? So they just hit their green moon, and this is what I was talking about right here. So they got their green moon, and we can see a little bit of a spike here. But like I said, crypto is all about volume, and right now the volume is on a high level, meaning a lot of the money's already in here, and then we have to let the sentiment kind of like pull back, because you got to realize a lot of traders are going to trade off a sentiment, and they're not going to buy high zones, they're going to buy low zones. So right now this is what we call a double top. So the best case scenario here is that you'll see something like a double top come off here, and then that double top will signal to traders that some guys are going to take profits, and when they take their profits, that will encourage other traders to get back in. But you can see here, see how that green moon went away right there? So what our indicators are picking up here is that the volume is pushing through here, and it's triggering a double top. You see how that moon disappeared? So now what I would expect for this to do is actually like start to bend down and some of the volume, because right there somebody has cells set up at the top of this wick, so they're hitting a they're selling this double top right here. They're selling this double top here. So that's where you're seeing the volume kind of fighting, where it's being pushed, but they're selling. So in this scenario here, we're going to have, some pullback here, which I totally expect anyway. So not that big of a deal, but consolidation is solid here. It looks really, really, really good here. I'm not seeing any wicks on the bottom side. So let's go to a smaller time frame. And this is, you never want to deal and really look at smaller time frames for buying, but you can look at smaller time frames to kind of see where sentiment is, right? And you can see right here, you see the volume curling right here. So this is a good time to take profits on Ninja if you're in Shobi. Right here would be a good time to take profits. And the reason why is I think education of projects, and this is where I can help you guys out here, is that if you're educating your community on how to take profits correctly, you can actually build a really solid chart here, and it allows them to use house money to continue to grow the project and increase the flows to a what we call a floor, or a better situation, a better area, and that way you can increase your charts properly, and that'll get more people involved. 1 billion, yeah. So you want to be in a situation where understanding that, you have to build a project where people invest, but you have to take profits to solidify, certain moves, right? So if you have a good community and they're taking profits, 20-30% when they should, and then reinvesting the 20-30 on these lower levels, which will basically create a stronger floor, right? So your job as a community is to build the project up where these floors become higher levels, right? So you can see here a lot of natural traders are going to sell here because they're looking at this double peak. You can't stop human nature, right? So you got all the yeeters in there, yeet, right? They're going to take profits on these, and you just have to have a community that take profits first, and you need to take profits from the guys who are yeeting. You know what I mean? So that what that does is it allows your community to put money back in on these lower levels, and then you're going to make these supports higher. And then what will happen is you'll continue to, push the levels up there. But yeah, I'm very interested in this project. It's a very interesting thing because like I said, we do bots. My bot's telling me that I would sell here. And I would let my volume come back down in these areas here and then look to rebuy. And that's a nice little spot there. And it's about a, simple pullbacks here, about 2 or 3%, right? And that's what people are doing here. I don't see anything really significant here as far as like people selling. So the community is pretty solid here because they had chances here where they could have sold here and they didn't. All right, so you can see here the community in this coin is pretty solid because they took profits here after this big dip. There was a pump, and then they took profits just because you get worried after there's a big sell-off, and then it pumped again, and then they took profits again, and that's where that double is. Now, since this point here, they reinvested, and you can see they've been on a nice steady climb since this point here. So you have a nice little consolidation in this little V move here. So far, that's a good sign of a solid community growing and taking the double moves. And as you guys can see that, that's kind of where we're sitting. So overall, I mean, the charts look really, really good. Not seeing anything too crazy here. Volume has been on the plus side for most of the time. And this is really what we want to kind of like look at here is make sure that the volume, is staying on the heavy green side. And you can see how tall this is. And normally there's a volume line to the right. And you see over here, there's some lines. If you guys don't know how to use your trading view, there's sections over here, right? These lines. There's a number that we like to see, and the number is inside of any type of volume line is 23. So 23, 24 area, right? And this is kind of like the area of proper pushes, right? So you can see here that these guys have hit the 24 line multiple times. And the 23 line which is right here. All right, they're in that zone right there. You see that they've hit this zone a couple times. So here's the release, here's the second push, and then they come over here and had another push. And these are in between. This is this is the 20th. And then over here, you got another push on the 22nd, so 2 days later. And then they just got another volume spike again here on the 23rd. So this is a very active coin here. So it's pushing pretty high on the volume. Right now, though, you could tell that the volume is kind of like peaking out here at this price here. So that's what they're talking about. Friday is going to be what we're going to call a catalyst, right? A catalyst is where something's happening for a project that marks a moment in time that brings more attention and more hype to a project. And they're talking about Friday. They have a big announcement, and I'm gonna be on Twitter with them in Spaces, and we're gonna listen to what they're talking about. The developers are gonna go over their positioning and what they have going on, and then that should give a catalyst to where they break out of this particular area here, because people are going to get excited and they're going to start putting those profits back into the project, because they're going to, this is the moment that they're looking for growth here. So that catalyst should get a nice little spike here. And then from there, it's just growth. Another 90,000 Solana goes to our validator V2 bot launch white paper. So, I mean, these guys got they got 500,000 in liquidity burned. They got 90,000 coming in for their aggregator. So this is a really solid project here. Yeah, we're definitely I'm gonna touch base here. We're gonna follow this project, and the reason why is because I like the sniper bot, the AI bot. Like I said, we build bots for trading too. So this is the evolution of trading, right? How to make money. We call it trading for dummies, right? How to make money super easy in crypto. With all this technology, it's where you want to be. 10K in the validator. We're talking about million. Yeah, this could be, and all due respect to everybody in the channel and everything like that, we have to always remember that everything comes down to percent of trading volume goes towards buying and burning up the price. Percent of validator staking goes towards buying up the price. Also, big things coming, right? And this all comes down to these guys are in the chat right now. They're saying pretty solid things here, and I like when developers are actually educated and they have a plan, and there's a situation where they have a book here, and they're walking through their plans, and they're pretty solid here. So a lot of times you guys get into projects, you don't have the access to the developers, you're not listening to the community, and you're not seeing things that are really blueprints to what's going on. But they have a solid plan here. They're putting their money where their mouth is, which is phenomenal. So there's a lot going on here. So I could see this project, especially in the space of Solana sniping, all the bots that are coming out. And what's happening here, there's definitely space here, because BonkBot is an all right bot. It's not the greatest, but it works. There's another bot that just came out. I forgot the name of it. Warrior or something like that. But I like this. These developers are giving you access. I don't know if you guys, the bonk bot, when you use the bonk bot, you actually don't have access to anybody. There's no customer service on bonk bot. You can't get a hold of anybody if there's a trade that doesn't manifest. I can show you right here what I'm talking about is like. Let me see if I have it. 2222, baby. So I'll show you an example of not having the customer service, right? Okay, so for instance, right here. So I'm gonna show you guys something here, and this is the Trump token, right? So you can see right here. I don't know if you guys, let me zoom out here, and there you go. So right there, so the net worth, you see my Solana net worth? So 372,092 cents, right? So this is on the bunk bot. You guys see that? Right. So now the bonk bot doesn't have any customer service or anything like that. So a lot of times if you're running AI bots and stuff like that, I like the bonk bot because it's quick and easy. But we're going to dig into a little bit more. I like what these guys have going on because this is like a sniper bot. So it's a very interesting thing. Let me open up this thing. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second, guys. $45 and I get a 45% fee of it. So nice for a chunk of change. Yeah. I sold the school. Yeah, you sold it, right? Yeah. Yeah. Better than trying to run it. Yeah. And you got the whole management team, you got all that. So I mean, I sold half of it. So yeah, the full part was if I sold the full school, then it would be 350,000. So yeah, I got something for you. Come on through. Come have a seat. Put your cigarette out, man. Jesus. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm not gonna come over there. Yeah. You be killing me with that smoke, son. So now that I was seeing that project you were talking about. So what'd you do? So you sold that half of that school? Yeah. That's not bad, bro. How much was that? So we have an adult education program for people who never got their degrees, their whole life, and they're looking for a job, but they have to have a high school diploma to be a nurse, to be, wherever they're going in. Right. So I'm just taking a look at this volume, guys. Here you can pay us $1,500. And we order it from the state of Texas. We say you pass the exam and you get your. So I'm online right now, but I got a project I want you to look at here. Okay. We're launching, we got our bots coming out. This is a sniper bot. So, like how we got we use the bonk bot all the time. Mm-hmm. So this is a ninja sniping bot, right? So they got some big things coming on the weekend. So what happened? What'd you do? Sell half the school? Yeah. How much did you sell it for? Oh, I just sold the school for $125,000, half of it. We have an adult education program for people who dropped out of school and people who need, now they're 45, 50 years old and they're trying to get in nursing and more education, huh? And now they need a high school diploma or a GED. Well, you come to us and you fill out this packet. We turn it in to the state of Texas because the school we have is for autistic people. Right. With special needs. But it's still a real Texas accredited school. So you sold out of that side. So what did you do, 125,000? So I did 125. No, I sold 120. The adult education makes us 500,000 a year. Right. I sold the school, the kids, the K through 12. Oh, you sold the part you didn't want. I don't want to deal with the kids. So the education, they just come in, pick up a packet, fill it out. It takes a week to fill out. They return, they give it to us. We send it to the state of Texas. It's 100% pass rate because we go and fill it out anyways. And you're rocking and rolling. Well, this is a project here. So this is a sniper ninja, right? Mm-hmm. So we're gonna jump in. The developers are on here, man. But they're so it's kind of like remember we were talking about when I showed you the bomb bot. So what this does is you actually have a bot that's launching betas. So what it does is it's an AI bot. Wow. Yeah. So we'll do a little more research in here, but so far they got $500,000 in liquidity burned. They got another 90,000 coming in, but this is going to be a good community here. This is their Telegram here, so we'll do a little research in here too. But they're little sniper bots here, so this will be interesting because it's way better than BongBot. Well, BongBot put me at
$750,000. So
yeah, so they don't have, they don't have no customer service at BongBot. But so these guys right here, the developers are so they got everything jumping off here. We have Strong from the original Ninja Coin consulting us. Super Strong will be on the Spaces, I'm sure. I joined the Telegram already, so we're gonna. They have Spaces on on Twitter. We're gonna go on Friday. They got some big announcements coming, so
okay.
we're gonna dig into this project here as well. But this will be something that we look at there. So good time to kind of look away. So this is their.
Can we buy in right now?
Yeah. I was just looking at the consolidation, right? So you see how. Let's see here.
Pump.
Yeah, here's the original light jump off. It can there. I'm gonna jump on after that. You guys have Discord, right? You guys have Discord. Send me. Who's the main guy? So hit me on Telegram. Main guys, message me.
Look at you, Lee got me. Granola up.
Yeah, you like that granola, man.
I don't eat nothing else but this all day.
So hit me on Telegram. Send me a message, man. What I want to do is hop over. If you guys have, if you have Discord, man, hit me up, man, and let's hop into a chat and go over some things real quick. But yeah, I mean, as far as their launch, everything they're consolidated pretty heavy across the board. They've got $500,000 in liquidity locked. They got some big announcements. So I mean, this thing was sitting at a penny right now, but it's hit 4 cents.
Wow.
So it's done has some space here. So I mean, as far as research, guys, I would say our voice chat and Telegram is open now. Let me see where you're at. Voice chat, video chat, voice chat. Send me.
So anybody who's buying
Keep it up.
What's going on, man?
Watch for TikToks. Watch for tweets. Watch for raids coming. Non-stop. It's only Tuesday. Hey, what's up, brother?
What's happening, brother?
Up?
What's going on, man?
Watching your stream.
Yeah. How you guys doing, man?
Quick Pump Nation in the house.
What's happening, guys? How you feeling?
Come on.
I like this idea. So run it back.
Yeah,
So what do you?
We've been watching your TikTok live intently, listening to your pearls of wisdom, your trading analysis. We are incredibly bullish, and we're very, very happy to be spreading that to you. Everything that you're saying, all of your analysis is just reinforcing our already very, very, very sky high bullishness. But we're very interested to get your take on what you've seen so far and to answer your questions. If you have any questions about the fundamentals of the project, if you have any questions at all, we got people on hand 24/7 to answer community questions. So welcome to the community, and we look forward to getting to know you.
No, this is the Ninja Bot. Yeah, guys. I like the.
For every single one of you guys here
Can
every
you tell
day.
them about my
Yeah,
situation?
feel free to speak up at any point. Even if you don't feel comfortable now, you're welcome whenever. Even just throwing messages in the chat too.
Hey, VC, your mic is muted here in the voice chat, so we can only hear you through the stream. So if you can open up the mic here in Telegram, we'll be able to hear you as well.
How about now? You got me now?
We got you.
Perfect.
All right,
Amazing.
so give me a rundown. So is this a sniper bot? So let's say I've seen a little bit of the video where you put some money in there. So is this thing picking snipes for you, or give me a quick rundown of how it works?
Is Dead Wings here?
Yep, I just sat down. So basically, the bot's going to be similar to like your standard options of buying and selling. Like Bonk is our big competitor, right? The portion that's going to set us apart is the AI sniping function. As far as we can tell, we're first to market. No other people with the AI portion, which will filter through, there's 6,000-7,000 pairs a day. New pairs come up on the Solana blockchain. And we all know that, 98% of them are usually just quick pump dump rug pulls in the first, 5 to 15 minutes. So basically what the AI portion is going to do is going to be looking through socials and other areas of the internet, pulling all the information on what is, what's the hot ticket item for the day. And then it's going to present you options of what it finds and compiles that data for you. And you'll be able to set the parameters inside the bot to snipe, what those metas are. And we know the metas take all the volume for the days. So my take is it's going to be very successful just for the fact that it can, fish through all the garbage on a daily basis. And I do have an article I wrote. I think I linked it to you, and it kind of breaks down exactly what an analysis came from the AI. And I did a little breakdown of where, like, to take cats, for example, for that particular day. And it shows exactly where it was. If you would have put like 0.1 Solana in on the snipe, got in early, one of them did a 330x if you would have held to the current market cap at the time, which was a little over a week ago. But I'll link that over to you again. But yeah, that's the AI portion is going to set us apart from everybody in the market.
Okay, man, that sounds good.
And sorry to interrupt. I went ahead and also direct messaged you the article as well as some other informative things from the account name Based Clips. So look out for that account name.
Yeah, I see the message at the top. Let me see. All right, yeah, I got your message at the top.
V2 is going to be the sniping functionality. It looks like available for everybody, and that is supposed to be dropping Friday. So there is a lot of excitement here right now.
All right, so so right now, the Ninja, who's it available to right now?
The V1 is available, but it was more released as a beta / stress test. The dev has learned many things that he needs to do on the back end, and that's been ongoing for about a month now, to the point where he's ready to drop V2 with the AI functionality. So the bot is available. In the chat, it's /bots. We actually have 4 different servers right now for him to help with any kind of influx of people coming on. So it's available to kind of look at, go through, familiarize yourself with it. But V2 will be introducing the AI sniping portion.
Yeah, send me the link to the bot too. We'll take a look at it. No,
I'll be happy to drop the links to. Oh, it's already been done. Look at that, amazing! Thank you, T. Link to all the bot and the main bot and all the backup bots are right in the main chat for you as well. And if you have any questions about how to use the V1, we can share a tutorial link as well too.
Oh, that'll work. No, I like the, you guys look good as far as a chart. You're really nice consolidation. There's a big market for this area here anyways. And I think this is, catching on because I got a lot of people using the Bonk bot. They don't like the fact that, they can't get any customer service and it doesn't have any any ways to, actually find somebody. And there are some
Trust me, we know.
So that's a very interesting, move here. I do like the liquidity side that you guys burned it right there. I mean, it sounds like a really solid. This is a big market right now. It's obviously, I think a lot of people, the question they always ask me is like, all right, should I buy Bitcoin? And I just laugh because the majority of people are not going to buy Bitcoin, right? It's like at the end of the day, Bitcoin's kind of like your, the moment of like the big entity of crypto, and it's just the retail investors aren't going to invest in that. Retail investors are always going to go to the smaller caps. There's a reason why the lotto is so big. There's a reason why those smaller things exist in our lives, and I don't see the behavior changing. So these small caps, these abilities to have fun in crypto. People create narrative, meme coins, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, once they clean it up a little bit, and then with the AI kind of separating the BS from, higher possibility of percentage of wins, because that's really what that's research, right? Research is getting through all the terrible meme coins and getting to coins that actually make sense, and then getting to where you're now giving the odds in your favor and, stepping away from rug pulls and et cetera. I mean, that's a huge narrative. So I think just that alone would be massive. I mean, we've talked a little bit. So we build bots based on, so we have a trading system with indicators, right? And the indicators, if you follow the indicators, you get an alert through a text message right to your email, and you just hop on your PC, and then you just look for your pullback and you set your buy, and you take in your easy 50% gains, and then we created bots that actually execute the same trade through your trading view information, and it will execute a trade for you on Blowfin or MEXC or KuCoin through the APIs. And that is more of an educational bot, because what it does is it uses the same indicators that you use, except it executes the trade for you, so then you can see how the indicators would have made a trade, right? So we were just talking about, we were just literally talking about BongBot, and we're like, man, this thing's terrible, right? So we were, it's so funny that you guys popped up, because we were looking into like, man, how do you make a better bot that actually does work for you, right? And that's so funny that you guys have it right here. So kudos to you, man. I mean, this is really a good looking project overall, and the concept is phenomenal. So that alone right there, just, for me, is like really the big part of it, is that you're starting with what you have to start with, which is, getting to the good projects, because everything else is just a coin flip. So kudos to that, man. This is phenomenal. Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's it.
The other little tidbit of info I forgot to mention on the AI portion. So when the AI is live and you're able to set it up, you're going to have parameters you can set from 1 to 10, and 10 being the safest, 1 being the most degen, whatever happens. And the AI will be pulling other information like liquidity pool, is it locked, mint authority, renouncement, all that stuff, and that's going to be gauged in that level from 1 to 10. And then you can set exactly how much you want to snipe with. Probably going to be pretty low, like a 0.1 Solana, 0.05. And then a time limit on how long you want it to run. So, yeah, it's very exciting what's coming.
That is impressive, man. I mean, we're definitely going to have to, So how many developers, who's developers right here? How many developers you guys have? Is it like everybody?
Main developer is Hanzo. He's based in London, and he has a small team of maybe 4 or 5 guys with him. And he also has some friends from Meta and PayPal that moonlight to help him out.
Okay. Oh no, I mean, it's phenomenal. So I'm excited to see this thing roll. I mean, right now, bots and the ability to tap into APIs, these exchanges, the sad part is the best APIs are on KuCoin, and you have to get your Palau ID so that you can actually KYC to take advantage of some of the best bots. MEXC is an exchange that they're trying to make you KYC, but their APIs are terrible, so we don't even use them. Another up and coming exchange that we just teamed up with is Blowfin, and we're working with them on to get their APIs better, because I could see them actually taking over a lot of MEXC space. So just kind of like, seeing the space develop with technology, and, finally getting, the developers coming in and digging into, what people want to use it for, that's just, more growth to crypto. So it's very exciting to see, the evolution. I was just saying to myself, I was talking to people, I said, listen, we're in a crypto cycle right now, and we haven't gone anywhere yet until we have to pass the May 20th area. And once we get past May 20th and we get into June 1st, that'll be the first time in history that we'll actually get to see data from the crypto network that we've never seen before, because this will be the first down season or summer trading cycle with ETFs. So I'm very interested to see how Bitcoin's ETFs and the baby boomers, who are basically known to be, diamond hands, how they hold their positions in crypto, and how Bitcoin holds its foundation. Because a lot of people, I think people are starting to realize that if the baby boomers took 40% of their profits, which they did already, that would still put them at a 2 times their normal income on their investments for a year. So they're happy. They've made 4x their money. They took out half of it. They can do whatever they want all summer, but the rest of the money should stay stable. And that's why you're going to hear a lot of narratives of people talking about creating meme coins on Bitcoin, right? the problem is, and I always go back to this, and it's like the Bitcoin family and the Ethereum people, they just keep missing the point that it costs too much money for transactions. So people don't want to spend 50% of their money buying a coin, So the Solana network and these networks are coming out are going to be a very interesting, a continual movement as long as Sam and them at Solana can, get through the beta part and allow the network to actually perform at a higher level. So it's going to be, what I'm looking to see is I'm actually interested to see the meme coin season kind of take over the summer, right? Where it becomes like a continuation of kind of like, I don't see a lot of coins like your normal coins like XRP, Matic, or the normal crypto world. I don't see that having like a big summer, but for some reason I feel like the adaption of this new movement in crypto could spark interest throughout the summer on meme coins. So I think the AI bots, your bots coming out at the perfect time because I think that narrative is really, I'm interested to see it through June and July, right? Because that's really going to be the telltale sign of where we're at. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting. Well, I'm excited, man. I know you guys are excited.
We are so excited here. Oh my goodness. And I could not agree more with everything you said.
Me too.
Just the way
I'm really excited.
Meticulously planned everything to fall into place just as the bull run's getting started, and it's like every domino is falling at the exact perfect time, and I'm just more bullish by the minute.
Yeah, it's there.
I've been excited as well.
Nick
Rose.
Nick. Hey Nick,
Yes,
how's it
sir.
going?
Hello.
First off, how was Dubai?
Hey Nick. I'm good, thank you. Yeah, Dubai was good. Sorry, what's the dude's name? VC something?
BC Crypto.
VC
Introduce
Crypto.
yourself, Nick.
Were you in Dubai last week?
No. I didn't go to Dubai on that one. I was out there last year.
It's an absolute party.
It's stunning out there.
So October is the next one, and so you guys are the first to hear this. We're going to take 4 people out from my ETS community in October, all expenses paid, give them the time of their lives at the next one. So I'm not plugging anything for my own self, but I've got my own community. It's ETS community. Anybody that's in the paid, and we're doing it by the most active, the people that are in there that are, decent. So, yeah, we're going to take 4 people out there in October, all expenses paid. We're going to give you the time of your lives, Lambos, Ferraris, meeting some big hitters and whatnot. Yeah, so I've just come back from there. I've met some extremely, extremely important people in the crypto space, and they're talking about Shinobi Ninja and going, yeah, this is a real legit project, isn't it? And I was like, yes, I've been here since 1.4 million market cap. So hold on to your hats. We've already just downloaded a 2.2 million TikToker today from the Philippines. Not saying I had anything to do with that, but maybe a little bit. So look, dude, it's really good to have you on board. I haven't met you, but we will be meeting at some point, I'm sure. This is a legit project. It's a legit community. Meme coins are taking over. Solana is beating Ethereum on every metric. Like you were saying, I was listening earlier on. Nobody's buying Bitcoin. Nobody's buying Ethereum. It's dead. XRP is dead. XLM dead. We're looking for new narratives. Meme coins on Solana and on Base are where millionaires are going to be made. And I hold 6 million Ninja coins because I believe in it. So it's really good to have you on board. But bro,
Nick,
Dubai
explain about how you come to Ninja with because obviously we've just got this guy on board from TikTok, and obviously you're quite a big influence on TikTok. Give him a bit of a synopsis overview of yourself and how you come apparent with Ninja, if you don't mind.
So I found out about Ninja when it was at 1.4 million market cap. They didn't have the V1 bot. They had nothing. It was just all what was going to happen in the future. So I did a TikTok live And when I got off the TikTok live, the people that had bought it, and it went up to, I think it was about 2 million market cap. So I went to bed that night. I bought myself, I think it was about $1,500 worth of Ninja. Woke up in the morning, that turned into $5,000. So I was like, holy shit, this hasn't happened to me before. Because last bull run, I was buying, normie coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum. And,
Right.
over the duration of months, you saw returns like that. But overnight, we didn't. So I really got on board with it. I then got a guy reach out to me called The Recruiter, who's a fellow Brit, and he works with the Ninja team. He contacted me, said, look, we watched you live last night. We really, really grateful of it, sort of thing. Would you like to sort of come on board and let's see what we can do together? Anyway, over the next week, I took it to a 40 million market cap. I got 2 million likes on a TikTok live because I believed in the project. And it's just gone from strength to strength. Obviously, things that go up in a straight line like that obviously came down, went down to a 6 million market cap. But I've been buying up every dip that we have. And I've been speaking to a lot of KOLs. I've been speaking to a lot of people that know their shit in the crypto industry. And Shinobi Ninja is a legit project, as is Kitsune, as is Dojo, as is Sumo Swap. And I kind of coined a phrase in some of my videos saying, I am him. And I've been over in Dubai and I've had big KOLs coming up to me saying, you are him, aren't you? And it was just so funny to hear it from people because you just think you're doing these silly things online and nobody hears it.
Right.
But seriously, guys, we're making waves. We are making waves, and this is going to turn into a tsunami. As you've seen today, we've got some big KOLs coming on board. We've just got another one on board now. So, we are a good community. The project's legit. The V2 bot is doing massive things. The validator is getting filled up as we speak. And it's, I think meme coins and AI on Solana and Base are going to be the narrative for the 2024 bull run. And it's not just me who's saying that, because I don't really know what I'm talking about. I just make it sound like I do. I've spoke to some serious people in the industry over in Dubai, and they're saying Solana, Base, meme coins with utility are where future millionaires are going to be made. And I'm well stacked and well packed and ready to retire. But if you're not in the school community, get in there because we are taking 4 of you to Dubai in October to the conference, all expenses paid. You're going to live the life and you're going to see what crypto is all about. So if you're not, that is that. You do you. I am him. We are him. We are ninjas. And this is going to the moon.
You better take me with you.
So those are the extra tickets. No, I agree. I mean, everybody, if you were in Dubai, I mean, I'm sure the narrative, if they're smart and know what they're talking about, Base and Solana are definitely going to overtake a lot of spots. The narrative for the last, I would say, since 2021 was Solana overtaking Ethereum. Ethereum is just, Ethereum's terrible. I mean, when we're going to look back and I've called out Ethereum 100 times, and to me, it's like, the whole purpose of crypto is not to pay taxes and fees and all these other things when you're buying something. And they are the epitome of the absolute opposite of why we're here. And it's so weird to me that people even buy a coin on Ethereum or support Ethereum. And when I'm looking at them, they're like, no, we've been in crypto since 2015. Well, then you missed the message, because the entire purpose of Ethereum was, the joke of it is, I always call him the long neck one, but they have a really good mascot, right? That when you look at him, you really believe he's intelligent, and he is. They put him in front of you, and you say that guy is smart, and you for some reason you believe that you're not, and you just pay to watch the circus, and it has no real. The greatest thing is how they always have a fork that's getting rid of gases, but gases never go away. And it's 1,000 forks later. And the whole point of creating, when you go back to his first video, was he was upset that Bitcoin cost $5 for a transaction. So he made a coin that cost $50. So, and everyone was like, yeah. I mean, that was the epitome of, and at that time, it was funny to me because if you were in crypto, at that time, you were actually ahead of the curve and you were thought to be somewhat more intelligent than most. And watching that entire narrative, I was just like, wow, this is a cult. And it's the same thing that Bitcoin had, the Bitcoin maxis. Those are cults where, they had a narrative of, it's going to be the money, it's going to change. I mean, I will always look at Bitcoin as the emperor of crypto because it's the first made currency out of the blockchain side where it gives us the opportunity to see what's coming. And like everyone knows, the Model T was a great car, but that's not what we're driving today. And now, and we have to, always understand that you got to be in a scenario that evolution is the key to success, and seeing the path to evolution is going to get you where you need to go. And people don't understand that human behavior is what's huge in success. So right now I'm going to do a bunch of videos on my TikTok where I'm going to do a entrepreneurial session of videos teaching people to understand perception and how to actually like visually understand. Because the one thing I've done over the last 7 years of teaching people how to trade is I went going from people who have 4 or 5 years in trading to 10, educating them on how to execute their own plans better, to then getting into people that have, 3 or 4 years. And then eventually crypto trading is no experience at all, never even have a wallet, don't know where to buy anything, and just want to be a millionaire, right? So we had to reform, we had to reform the way to teach people how to make money in crypto. And what I've learned over the last 3 years, 4 years now, is that you have to understand financial, like I said, we don't teach a trading program. We teach taking profits, because that's where people fail. Like I've got tons of guys that made, $400,000 or $500,000 on one coin. But then when I talk to them after the summer, I'm like, hey man, what'd you buy with that? They're like, oh, I held on to it till it went to 50,000. Like what was wrong with 380? Right. And it's just the concept of emotional attachment, right? Which is kind of what the world is based on, right? So human behavior and the way that people operate is, you can't change it, right? I mean, I've owned tons of marketing companies. I've built many companies, and it's all the same thing. I teach and educate marketing and sales and sales forces based on human behavior. So when it comes to crypto, all it is the narrative, and then it comes down to what's trending, right? So you can spit out all that, then 2020, 2021, a lot of the influencers at that time were all talking about, I remember Wendy talking about, don't buy Doge, babes, it's a meme coin. And I made a video and I was like, well, if you were actually an influencer, you would understand that trends are more important than white papers. So you're selling people a white paper which has no validity. It's just a vision. There's you have no proof that this team will be able to execute this amazing journey. And we're in the middle of what I call the garage phase, which is where everyone in their garage is building the next Apple computer, right? But at the end of the day, we have to execute that moment and make that happen. So white papers and visions, they're all great, but the only thing that makes money in marketing is trends, right? So you have to follow the narratives. You have to follow the trends, right? And that's the one thing about crypto is people are always going to do what they've been naturally educated to do throughout time. And that's not buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. Anyone who's educated will come into this space after 3-4 years of research and be like, so let me get this right. You want me to buy something and pay you 40% for buying it, and then when I sell it, you want another 40%. Yeah, I'm a pass. Yeah. I mean, there's nobody here, nobody who thinks about it is buying Ethereum. Okay. At the end of the day, I've said we should have boycotted. If you think about it, we would have boycotted Ethereum in 2021. They made I think the week of the big week of the meme coins, I think they took in like $700 million in like gas fees. And when you get through the month or 2 months of their bull run there, you would have noticed that without Ethereum, if you remove their gas fees, the crypto market cap would have reached $5 trillion. Could you imagine a market cap that was sitting at $5 trillion if you remove Ethereum? Insane. Like we would have reached levels that have never been seen before. So Ethereum at the end of it, like when we go through the process, people are going to look back and be like, wow, Ethereum was the biggest scam of crypto. Like they literally just raped and pillaged.
Maybe XRP is.
No, so the one thing about XRP, man, that at the end of the day, XRP is like, if you understand XRP, then you know that you can't buy the dream, right? The red, what they call it, the red folder, right? XRP is a great ledger, right? The ledger through Ripple is the greatest technology out there. The token itself is just what runs on the ledger, right? So the capability of the ledger is outstanding, but they can build any type of coin on that ledger. They don't need XRP. But I think that the biggest thing was the community trying to, I call it hopium, where they hoped that it would be the coin that they use for every bank. But if you know banking, then you know there's a front end and a back end, and Nostros and Vostros accounts. And why would a bank, they don't even use front end and back end. They don't even use the same money when they do front end and back end in normal money. So why would they use the same token, right? It just doesn't make sense. So if you understand all that, then you're not sucked into the folder of, XRP, right? And you understand that, hey, it's a good technology.
Your voice, yeah? Are you the guy that's been on TikTok for ages with the big black beard?
Yeah.
I've been watching your content since the last bull run, bro. Oh my God. How did you find the ninjas?
Also, I mean,
we found him. We raided him, Nick, for a TikTok live. Us ninjas slowly injected our ninja strategy, and we raided him on a TikTok live.
You know, that is madness. That is madness. I'm sitting here listening to your voice, and I'm thinking, man, I recognise this voice. And bro, I've been watching you for 5 years now.
Yeah, we had it used to be venture capitalists, remember?
Yes.
And then because
I remember.
And then I was talking to I gave out too much information about kind of like understanding crypto, where you're not like, you're just taking narratives and then you're taking profits, and you're kind of like dissecting future decisions. And then I was talking about XRP, and they got pissed off and banned me, and then finally they closed the account, and then I got pissed off, and I said, well, how are you gonna, on TikTok you're gonna get mad about crypto, but then you started using audio for TikTok? Like, what the, you're using crypto. So we fought back, and then I started it was Venture Capitalist and Venture Capitalist Live. And then it was just so much pain in the ass dealing with the videos. And then finally I was just like, VC Crypto Nation. But, I took that summer. But I mean, it's the narratives of like just educating people on, just to be common sense, right? Like understand, like this is just business, right? And all these businesses, no one's created anything yet. We're still in the garage phase. Like the narratives and what we're seeing is what's going to happen. Like we don't know, with all this going on, where we're going to be at the end of the day. So you can't fall in love with, your certain projects. You have to, find projects that are solving, problems in the future, right? And I like this project because it doesn't matter what meme coin comes out. You're going to need some way to snipe it and trade it. So that's a longevity.
100%.
Yeah. So that utility right there is bigger than, other coins. And people that hold meme coins forever, it's like, well, what's the point of a meme coin? Like someone asked me the other day, like we were looking at Brett, and someone was like, how big can Brett get? And I was like, you know what? We need to do a video on Brett, because I think what people have to look at is understand that what is Brett going to do, right? And you got to keep in mind, we also have an unbelievable issue with the SEC, where you can't really come out and say, hey, we're going to create partnerships with Whataburger or whatever, because then it becomes that you're buying a token because that these people are creating, marketing, and then that creates a scenario of a security. So you can't say what you're going to do, but that's why I like it that Brett kind of has the fan token, and you can't really. So we're in this. I call it the trilemma of the meme coins, right? The earlier trilemma is speed, security, and space, and now we're in the trilemma of avoiding security, being a token with purpose, and then staying consistent with the public, right? So we have to solve the trilemma of how do you take meme coins and make them utilities that they actually work. And I think the secret to that is just going to be the collectible stage, right? Where you kind of move it like a collectible, because a collectible, you're buying a Michael Jordan tennis shoe because you know one day it'll be worth money, but it's a collectible, so it's not a security. So that we have that loophole, right? So that's kind of what I wanted to look at Brett and say, okay, I like the fact that it's an animated fan token. And now we're going to see where this goes. So that's actually something I'm going to do a show on coming up. I'm going to cover that and do a YouTube on that as we move forward through the summer. But this is a great, because we have to, this, I think, at the end of the day, that this is where all the money's going to go. It's going to go into meme coins. Meme coins are going to make millionaires.
Of course.
So now we have to figure
AI meme coins. That's it.
Yeah.
AI meme coins.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about Ninja is it's AI and a meme coin. It's mixed into one. And obviously I don't know if the devs have spoken to you, but, the validator is a big deal. It's going to be within the 2.5% fastest validators on the Solana network, which links directly to the Ninja bot. And then we've got Sumo Swap, which is the fastest swap index on Solana. So I saw this vision from almost within, 2 days of speaking to Hanzo and a couple of the other devs. And I was like, I get this. I absolutely get this.
Yeah.
Kitsune is raiding Telegram groups and earning crypto for people that are raiding. You've got Ninja, which is going and finding these meme coins and doing its due diligence in the best way that it can, because nothing is ever 100% guaranteed. We're working in crypto. It's the Wild West, of course.
Yes.
And then you've got Dojo, which is launching new meme coins on Telegram, and people that are holding it are getting an airdrop of that token, so it's a passive income. And Sumo Swap being the fastest on there, it's such a synergistic ecosystem, all under the same umbrella with the same community. There's no way that this stays at a 12 million market cap. It's impossible. And like I say, I've been on board with this all in for 6-7 weeks now, and it's been quite a ride. But I've been in many Telegram groups, and this is the best one by a million miles.
Yeah, no,
without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, they've been very, very, and that's the one thing out there too, is like when you get into a group, you want to have the ability to talk to people, right? And I liked how they had their open chat. I like how they're just, they're in their project and they're talking about their project, right? Because, like it is the Wild West, nothing is guaranteed, but at least as a community that understands the goal and the next steps, and then they can move to a situation where at least we understand what we're supporting, right? And that is the biggest key to success, is the journey, right? It's hard work out there, but when you know the journey and the steps, then you're more down to take them, right? And I think that eliminates a lot of the confusion. And I think the one thing about crypto we always have to be very careful with is that a lot of people want to be in crypto, but they're also very they don't understand investing. Right. Investing is, as a VC, you put money in a project, it takes 10 years to get it out. So when they're investing as angel investors, but they don't understand that they are angel investors and they want the 1,000% return in a week. And
of course they do.
And that creates,
I made a post today earlier saying that people think they're diamond handing because they've been holding the coin for 4 weeks. That's not diamond handing. That's a cheat. But yeah, look, you're so true, and bro, I'm absolutely blown away that you're in with this community now, because I'm all in on this, all in. Yeah. And like I said, I've been watching your videos for a long time, so you and I are definitely going to connect via Telegram. Because I've got a lot of things that I want to run past you. You have to come to Dubai in October, and you can come out there as my guest, and we'll sort that out, because, brother, it is the mecca of crypto, and we're going to take this places, definitely. But I'm visualizing a TikTok live with you, me, and Poiser. I think we break the internet.
I think we could do that. I think that's not a problem.
I think we could definitely do that.
I think right now what I want, and did IMX have their dome up? Did they have their dome again? I know they put. Did IMX put the dome up for their crypto?
I didn't see that.
but yeah, if you guys don't, I mean, Dubai does it big. I mean, Dubai is, oof, man, that nation, that side of the world is really. I mean, the one thing I want in America that we don't do is we don't see the rest of the world. And
Yes.
when you can see it, it's just so amazing. I mean, I like the Saudi side too, where they're building the glass wall. Did you see that thing?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. What they call it? The edge? No, the line.
The line. Yeah, that thing is ridiculous.
The line. Have you been over to Dubai?
Yeah, I went over to Dubai. I was about 2 years ago.
It is just sensational. They do everything right.
Yeah.
They absolutely do everything right. And for anybody that's even slightly crypto curious, it's the place to be.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's quite something. But brother, it's really amazing to have you on here, and we'll have to get the guy that joined us today from the Philippines. So he's got 2.2 million followers on TikTok. I think he's got the silver plaque on YouTube.
Nice.
And he's joined us today. So, really good to have other people that are now starting to see the vision that I saw right at the start of the project. And yeah, look, I'm just super stoked, actually, that I'm now talking to somebody that I've watched for such a long time. It was funny because I went to the Royal Polo over in Dubai. I got invited by the Chain Swap team.
Oh, nice.
And I met Carl the Moon. You know Carl the Moon, don't you?
Yeah.
Exactly as I predicted. And it was absolutely weird because I said to him, I was watching your videos at the start of the last bull run, and it was like, thank you so much. I mean, the guy's a billionaire from crypto. And I was watching his videos 6-7 years ago, and then I'm standing there talking to him. And, I'm talking to you now, and I've been watching your videos. And that's the beautiful thing about crypto. You meet these people, and they're just normal people that have made it. And that's the beautiful thing about crypto. There's not, I'm speaking for myself. I'm sure there is something special about you. There is nothing special about me. If I can make TikTok videos and find projects and change not only my life, but the people around my life,
right,
anybody can do it. And that's the most beautiful thing about crypto. And I'm so passionate about doing that and trying to educate people. And, we're never always going to get it right. Of course not. But look, having you guys on board and just at least looking at the project is going to give these guys, because I know I don't know how many's listening to this chat now, but there's a few thousand people in this group. And there's a lot of people that are brand new to crypto and they're unsure as to who to believe, which way to turn. There's been rug pulls here, rug pulls there. People have lost money. To validate this project with some of you big hitters is absolutely phenomenal. And I cannot wait to take 4 people out to Dubai in October, you yourself out there, and we go, do you know what, guys? We made it. We absolutely made it with this project.
I think, the whole thing. So, if you've been following me for a long time, it's my entire thing has always been, this is like God's money. Like, this is where the world connects to everyone. And this is how everyone makes everything even. Because once we eliminate the ability to have to pay all these fees to help another person out in third world and be able to just to send money, right? And like, I got 500 people in Africa that were teaching how to trade. They only make $10 a week. Now they're doing trades that are like, $100 to $200. They just bought a warehouse. So when you can, I don't think people, you can literally change lives with just a simple send of a button. So it's incredible. So that's really the focus is like, yeah. So the whole thing is just the ability to take crypto and then help others get where they're going. So like building a community and then giving back to that community and saying, hey, listen, here's another thing that can happen. Here's another thing we can do. And then just let people know, like, hey, if you stay here and you stay committed at the end of this trip, it'll all come back, because it's the old saying, keep all the money in the neighborhood, right? And this is how you regenerate, right? I mean, this crypto has got the most kind, giving people in the world coming together, and their entire thing is, how many millions do you really need? We're here to help people. So as you continue to move forward and you get yourself with people that are understanding that the community is what's important and getting the community where they need to go, and then
Absolutely.
so my whole thing is to build a community, so like a civilian hedge fund, right? The power of the people being the ones that control the projects that move forward, that are actually giving back to the people. So it's just like you'll never be able to take over the other side, but what we can do is we can just build our own side. And then at the end of it, when we're repairing our potholes, doing all our neighborhood work, we can go, well, what do we need the mayor for? Right? So instead of trying to get all these other entities to understand that the people matter, we can just simply replace them in the down the road. Like, why even bother?
And
like, community is where
that's
it's
exactly
at.
what this is doing.
Yeah, I know. I like it. I think this is phenomenal. I mean, I definitely see that. So is this sniper going to be able to also work with base? Is that kind of like the down the road? Is that the narrative? Because right now it's on Solana. So is it looking to grow into other chains? Like
Ninja is a spearhead of our project, and as Nick quite rightly mentioned, we have 4 other projects related that are within our ecosystem. So it's not. So this is primarily our Ninja chat, but we also have the Kitsune chat, the Dojo VC group, and then also the Sumo Swap.
Nice.
Sumo Swap will eventually potentially look at doing cross-chain swaps, but that's down the line. So I would suggest that obviously do your due diligence on looking at Ninja first, and then look at our other projects if they're part of our ecosystem.
Absolutely.
Which is going to be the best advice that I can give you.
I asked the dev already, like a while ago, if it's going to mainly just be Solana, or if they're going to look to move to other chains, and he said that looking to other chains is something that they're going to do, but currently right now they're focusing on Solana. So,
exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. X. Appreciate that.
And that's the key, because
there is a chain.
And thank you, Dan.
Sorry to interrupt. There is one chain that he has his eyes on as well, which is the Ton chain. But he's definitely open to expanding to other chains once everything is polished.
Okay, because that's kind of where we are with with our bots, that we kind of like jumped our APIs to different exchanges, and then we've seen the parameters, and now we're refocusing it. But yeah, once you have it built, Solana is the way to go, because Solana, as long as Sam and them can, I don't know if you got a chance to see Sam in Dubai, but as long as they can clean up, Solana's a beta, and the good thing about a beta is that it's designed to be fixed, right? It's just being tested. So when Solana gets through this congestion and figures out how to move quicker, and it's actually releases as its main protocol, it's going to be massive. So Ethereum is going to get put to the side. And the Bitcoin narrative that everyone's pushing right now is like I think Rune just switched over, and they're going to start trying to do Bitcoin meme coins. But Bitcoin is the dinosaur, and it still hasn't solved the issue, which is speed and price. And I just don't. People are not going to spend 30% on gas fees. And, you got to be able to get in and out, small fees. And that's Solana is going to be the one that kind of like holds that down. And the only other chain that I see kind of being, compatible in that would be like something like Avalanche, right? Because Avalanche has multiple sides. They got a developer side on the chain, and then they have the C chain, right? And that's a great concept, but I haven't seen them actually move into a space that gave the marketing side. So Solana, is the front runner here for sure. And like I said, as long as Sam and them can get through their narratives of their downtime, we should see some good movement there. But I'm really excited, like I said, to see the ETFs hold Bitcoin's position as a overall underlining asset. And prop up the network, and then from there, I think Solana will be the next to hold their underlining asset. Because a lot of people say, "Man, my coins are going down. And I'd laugh because I'm like, Solana went to $200, bro. It's worth 140. What'd you expect? Like, so, you always have that pullback. But once Solana settles into that 150 roll, I think from there, we're going to see some really big moves. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like I said, we're going to see that when June comes, right? This will be the first crypto summer market cycle from June to August where we actually have ETF money, which is, should be diamond hand money. So we're going to see a really good change in, the market and the space. And then that, like I said, changes the narrative, and that also changes perception. And once people see the perception of crypto not dropping 80% every summer cycle, I think then the money starts to come in and shore up the floor. So we're going to be, meme coins are definitely going to be a very solid position there. And I think Solana is definitely the best play right now overall. I mean, we were looking at that back in 2021. So it did what it had to do, and it's where it's supposed to be right now. So I don't see anything really taking its space. Base overall is the only thing that makes Base exciting is that it's on Coinbase. But once again, Coinbase's fees are so expensive, I don't even use Coinbase. So I think that narrative of giving those people the opportunity to finally get into meme coins is great. But I think overall, finding cheaper meme coins as people develop and we become plug and play, I think it still falls back into Solana. Right. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. So I like the fact that this is focused on there, and I think that's going to be a big hit. Definitely.
That sounds exciting. Thank you so much. Can I ask you 2 questions, though? Mm-hmm. I have 2 questions. First of all, was that your first time in your life that you looked at Ninja?
Yeah.
Or have you looked at it before?
No, it's the first time. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Amazing. So were you surprised on how... Like I saw you in the live saying like, oh, this is actually a pretty solid project. This is pretty interesting or something like that.
Yeah.
So how did you what did you think at that moment?
Yeah. So
I'm just
curious how crypto works, right? So crypto goes like this, right? So if you've been back in 2021. The only reason I hopped on TikTok is because all the influencers at that time, like Wendy O and BitBoy and all them, they just didn't like Doge, and it made me laugh because if you understood crypto, then you understand that crypto is a narrative for the people, and Doge is the people's coin. So the fact that you think that a narrative that a coin like that wouldn't actually break up during a influctuation of money is just ridiculous. So I got on and I was like, listen, you're not paying attention to what narratives are and how to move crypto. So during that time, we came across projects like SafeMoon, right? And SafeMoon, I got in at like 13 zeros, right? The guys made 400, 700,000. A couple guys made 1.4 million on it. And it was just, they had a really good project. And when 2 guys on Twitter, I think they were rug doctors or something, they said the 40% of it's in the being held by one wallet, and then everyone freaked out because they didn't know what that meant, and they all sold, and they literally crashed their own project. And I was like, wow, 2 guys on Twitter with 50,000 followers literally just crashed the biggest momentum coin I've ever seen. And right there, I knew how small crypto was, and I'm like, wow, we really need to be educated. So that's when I started digging into like meme coins. And the difference between meme coins of 2021 is that was an actual meme coins came out at that time. When they first came out, they came out because they were lower priced businesses and ideals that were using the chains to, basically get onto crypto. So they were legitimate projects. And then once that narrative seen so much money, then you've seen the scammers come up with rug pulls and fake coins and all that stuff. And during that time, you learned a lot about, seeing into the data, realizing what isn't good, kind of going through the basics. So during that time, I realized, after we'd gone through the big bull run of 2021, half the people were like, well, I didn't even know how to get a wallet. I'm like, what? You didn't know how to get a crypto wallet? So I realized how far behind a lot of people were. So we started doing research into meme coins. So for us, with all these tools now, it's kind of like we've seen so many projects that like I can look at a project and break it down in 2-3 minutes. And it just comes down to what you're really looking for is, first of all, is social. Like you got to see in today's day and age, anything that you buy is only worth money if someone else buys it, right? So the first concept is there anybody following the Twitter, right? So, I always like to see something above 5,000 and actually moving up. And then on Twitter, I'm always looking for like interactions, right? So are people posting on it? Are people talking about it? Like I want to see, and what I did see here, what I liked about it is there was people talking about it, but there was also, I don't see any normal pump and dump influencers on here. So that's something that we kind of recognize right away. So I like that. And then taking a look as, the project wise, looking at the website, the concept. I like when, concepts that actually have some type of passion behind it. And basically where you take the time to say, hey, I like this project so much that I'm going to make it, cool. Right. So I like the ninja, I like the shinobi, that's like, all right. And then they didn't just like piece it together. The website actually, they took a little time here and they, designed it properly and they made it look nice. Right. So you can tell right here that these guys actually care about their project. Right. So it's right away you can tell that this is something they want to get into. Right. So those two things right there are a flag of, okay, there's some pride here. Right. So now there's pride, there's good options, there's good intent. Now we have to take a look at the project on the overall. Right. So that's where you just pull up your Dex tools. First thing I like to see a lot of times in these type of projects, we do what's called quick sniping. So I like to get in when there's about 1,000 holders. A solid spot to get in is about 4,000 holders, and then you run it up to 10,000 and you take your profits like what happened here. And then once that happens, there is the consolidation side, right? And that's where you want to see if volume continues to move through the project where, the people who sold are buying back because they're doing the normal accumulation, protocol, and you're seeing that happen. But then, what I really liked about it was the liquidity, right? So it's not on Dex tools, but when you go over to Dex Scanner, they've got their liquidity in there and they've got it, they got it locked up and they basically burned it, which is, right there, you're seeing something that most projects don't do. And that's basically saying, we're not going to rug pull liquidity, right? And I don't think most people understand that. That's actually huge. So a lot of people are probably not even noticing that the liquidity has been burned, and now that's all sitting in there, which means that now the project has a floor, right? So this project is thinking long term, right? And they're willing to wait it out and build on this. So you got a lot of, good flags here that are saying that, okay, this is a pretty solid base here, right? So that's the first thing I want to see is after the pump and everything goes, is there, a couple pre-pumps, right? And you can see that first pump had a pull down. There was a second pump. Then when it consolidated, it kept having life and volume and then got another nice little mountain. And then that mountain held, right? So what I'm really looking for is, does that mountain hold for, 7 days, right? Or is this people bailing out? So this has a nice little section here where there was a pump on the 4th of April. And you can see that kind of pushed through to the 8th and then, pulled down and then had another pump on the 12th, showing that there's people, pushing. And then everyone at that point, it's human nature to sell at that point because you see that there's no volume. So then they sold out and it's kind of like just a little liquidity grab, which makes sense. Projects should do that. And at that point, once it went back down to its 007, it immediately found its way basically at that point on the 13th. And within 7 days, it's back up to 1.5 cents. So that is a very solid sign that the project has a huge community behind it and they are eating the dips. Right. So you can see right here that the dips have been since March 22nd, 30 days they're eating the dips. So right there is a really big sign that this project has, some type of marketing. And the one thing if you understand money comes from people buying the coin. It doesn't matter how great the coin is, right? You can have the greatest AI coin in the world, but if no one buys the shit, it don't matter. So this is telling me right here that whatever this community is doing, they're doing a super good job of getting people to stay committed and buy the dips, which eventually will roll into launching a project that works. And if that project works, well, then, you can, it's lights out. So that's the first thing is, can you get a community to, stay in the project? Are you communicating with the community so they feel like it's a good project? And are the developers in the community, communicating in a way that makes everyone say, hey, for 2 months, we're in this shit. And you can tell right here that you guys have a really good community and the money's staying inside the coin. And it's just a matter of time for marketing and the product to run out. And then eventually it's going to, make its move. So those are the things that I could see right away in the Ninja project. I was like, at the end of the day, the community is strong enough to build on. So to get this from 12,000 holders to 30,000 to 50,000 holders is probably not going to be a problem. Like that market cap would easily see 50 million. And then once the product's out running, it could easily hit 100 million. So you're looking at a solid 5x here. And to me, a lot of guys who are going to invest in projects like this are going to look for a 5x, take profits at a 2x, and then see how it goes. But this is an easy, solid 5x. And then with everything doing what it's supposed to do, I mean, I would say that this would probably crank out a 20x on here. So, I mean, there's a lot of upside to this project. So that's really when I looked at it, that's all I was looking for was the telltale signs of a community, right? And that's all there. So it's a solid project.
Community in crypto, baby.
Thank you so much for that rundown. And that really hit on the spot because everything you said just is totally spot on. And especially the passion, I'm telling you, we are all so passionate. There's even someone that already tattooed a ninja on their arm because of this project, and a couple of others already said okay, if we hit this and this market cap, then I'm going to have a tattoo as well. Yeah. Someone here, I think, even said that.
Yeah, and that's what the thing I think people just don't understand. Great things are built with passion, right? And crypto is, the wild, wild west, but it's really the wild, wild west because it's up to the community and the developers to finish the project, right? And there's been a lot of good projects and sometimes they just can't finish. But, eventually as we move through these processes, we get better and better at these things. And, this narrative and what this is being built for is not going away anytime soon. So, it's a solid development play. And just on that fact is huge in this market right now. So if you create this and it works and it does what it's doing, this is massive because BongBot blew up and it has really nothing on this particular type of product here. So overall, the product, the community, it has the three things it needs to explode, right? The first thing is the community because it needs support. And the second is a good product. So now it just comes down to execution of the product and the community, which I think you guys have because you are open mic'd, you are open conversation, you guys are communicating at a high level, which once you start getting, people in here, they're going to fall into the new narrative, which is people don't buy anything unless they know people buying, right? And that's the new, and you can see that on TikTok. TikTok's entire narrative is stop buying from stores and buy from a guy who's on TikTok talking to you because you want to talk about the product.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think this fits into the way you're running the community is perfect because that's going to bring in people, but more importantly, it's going to keep them, right? And that's where if you can harness that power right there, that can go a long, long way. So, like I said, this is a very huge opportunity for this project. And, I haven't talked to the developers yet and got a chance, but I'll be on Friday in the spaces and, kind of dig in a little bit. But as far as the overall, concept and team and community, I could see a 5X out of this pretty easily. An execution on that, you can go 10 or 20. So it's a very, very good project, community wise, right? And that I think that's kind of the key to it. So I don't see anything wrong off the charts either. The charts look very bullish. They've had great pumps, very good consolidation. You're getting 40 to 50% per pump, and it's consolidating right back to the same line. So it's just showing that there's a solid floor at that 1 cent mark. So it just lets you know that the people in here early are holding for the project. So it's everything about this, I'd say, a solid 8 out of 10 here. Pretty good. The only thing left is talk to developers, see what the vision is. If it is it capable, And so far from what I'm seeing, I mean, because we build bots too, and I'm like, this is what we were just talking about. So I know it's completely capable of being done. And I like the concept. So far, once I test it out and, go through the whole thing and everything, I mean, that's, plug and play, user friendly. I mean, that's really the only thing I would say would be the next move from going to 8 to 10 on this would be, is it plug play? Is it, easy to operate? And that's pretty much it. I mean, other than that, concept and community, I mean, you guys are up there. So it's a very solid project.
You should definitely join Deadwing's lives. He's going to have lives as soon as the bot is launched, the second version of the bot, and he will have lives twice a day, I think, right, Deadwing, for a week or so, and you can get everything explained in detail from Deadwing himself.
Yeah, it'll be a follow along, just so everybody's on the same page as we're going through it. Just answering questions as well at that time.
I like it. Yeah, you got to have that. That's what I mean. Like, this is something. I mean, just the, just the ability to go from a bot that has no customer service to a bot that's showing you how to use it. I mean, that's massive. I mean, because my initial thoughts are always just money, marketing, and business. Like, is this concept good? Does this concept have customer service? Right? You solve those two things, then from there it's just executing the product, right? And that just takes time. So just in the beginning, right there, having those two parts, that already separates you apart from everyone out there. So right there, that's a selling point that is massive. So I see no problem in growth on that side. So to me, I like the project. So it's a very solid project for sure.
Nice.
Can we just ask, what's your Telegram? Because then we can send some ninjas over to understand a little bit about your project.
So I don't do, so my Telegram, I don't really run Telegram. I'm all on Discord. So I use Discord for everything. But we always look at getting into Telegram because a lot of people like Telegram. So let me see. I think we have a VC Crypto Nation, but I'll send it over to you guys. But we've been looking at going somewhere because most people can't navigate Discord. But I'm a gamer, so I play a lot of video games. So I've been on Discord for 10 years, like since the beginning. So to me, Discord is like, it's awesome. You can have live chats.
Can I just mention one more thing that is very important for you to know, maybe, and in the chat it's already been said, that we have a validator, our own validator that is really fast, and also there is going to be 100K Solana staked on there.
Nice.
So it's going to be in the top 2.5% of all validators.
I like it.
Yeah, that's I think is impressive by itself, but if anyone wants to follow up on this, but it's just amazing.
So and my only question is, like, I'm looking at the liquidity, right? And I see that it's burned. So is that what you guys did? You put the liquidity in there and then you just burn the tokens on it? Because it's showing it's locked and burned. So that's the one thing for me.
Is probably best for this, but we'll also have a function on the bot as well, which is a kamikaze function. So the individuals then can take their own ninja tokens, and if they wish, they can choose to burn their own tokens. So then that'll help with the tokenomics of the project.
Mm-hmm. No, I like. I mean, go ahead.
This project is also backed by VCs. The founder, he's very close friends and worked for a VC firm. And he developed a technology, spent 2 years developing before bringing it to crypto. So there's a big financial backing behind it, and they're the ones who are putting all the backing behind the validator, and they've got hundreds of millions of dollars at their disposal to make sure that there's a no failure clause.
Yeah, no, I can like, that's why I was asking, because I mean, I'm looking at the way it's moving, and I'm like, I can tell there's money here, right? And that's kind of what I'm like thinking to myself, like, man, they are really, there's some big cash behind this, because they are locking it in right here.
Absolutely.
But you don't want to, to me, it's like you always have to, you got to move in a way of like, once I get to the spaces, listen to the developers, see, the little things. But I mean, I don't see anything. I mean, this is all green to me. So I don't see anything. I don't see any red flags here. I mean, the community's solid. There is money here, so, you always do your guys do your research, but I mean, I can see the capital here. So to me, when I've seen a couple things that I looked into, and I was like, okay, so yeah, there's some money here, right? And I like the concept.
100,000 Solana tokens going to that validator is very bold statement.
That's a pretty big statement, right? So yeah, I'm excited, man. I like the whole ideal. I mean, I think the chain is correct. Solana is the chain to go with, and I think the concept behind this is massive. But yeah, we'll set up. I'm down to do some, live TikToks and team up with everybody, and I think we could really crush this. I mean, I like the concept, and it looks really good.
I could not agree more. It'd be amazing. And BC Crypto Nation, feel free to send me a DM so we can stay in contact and discuss all of these things. And we also have a space on X this coming Friday that we'd love to have you join.
Yeah, so let me. I'm going to send you a hello right now.
Yeah, please do.
Let's shoot that over.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. I think your TikTok live is still running, right?
Yeah.
Now, can I ask you a small favor? When this is done, you're going to have a full recording of this whole interaction. Do you think you could download it for us and send it over to one of the team?
No, I mean, I can do better than this. It's actually on YouTube.
Oh, amazing!
Amazing.
Yeah. So this whole thing is being recorded. It's also on the YouTube. So the YouTube is VC Crypto Nation. So I'll send you the link to it. But yeah, it's on there.
Yeah, we're gonna listen. Awesome. We really enjoyed listening to you. Your trading analysis. I mean, clearly you have years of experience. We've all been locked into everything you said. Yes, I'm a real ninja. Thank you. We are going to be watching. We're going to be watching your channel intently. So please expect a whole load of ninja traffic coming your way. We're definitely going to engage with your channel, and we're really happy to have spoken to you today.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I mean, like I said, I like going over projects and seeing new things, and it's so weird. Everything has timing, right? Like we were just literally going through all the different bots, and my development team was like, man, we should build a bot for this thing. It's ridiculous. And I'm like, yeah, BongBot's not the greatest. And then when you guys popped on, I'm like, all right, so this is a sniper bot. Like that's what I like, I'm a big fan of the envelope being pushed, right? Not just remaking a bot that trades, but like a sniper bot. Like that just says, all right, we're solving an issue, right? That means that you guys are serious. Like you've traded, this sucks, and let's do something better. You know what I mean?
We're front running the AI sniper space.
Yes.
So anybody who does it from now on, we're front running them. We're the pioneers.
You are, because we've looked at a bunch of other bots, and this is when I looked at I was like, okay, this is what I'm talking about. Like this is what needs to be built. Like why would you not build this in the first place? So that's so that to me right there, I already know that it's not. So that's really when I looked at it, it was very easy to kind of like say, okay, these people are actually traders. Like they're trading, they're looking at this shit going, oh, this shit's terrible. Let's build something good. Like nobody, unless you're serious about what you're about to build, you wouldn't even come up with this concept. Like you could, if this was a bad project, you could have just said, "Oh, a better BongBot," and try to just make money off making a generic, right? The fact that it's sniping and
we are the BongBot killer.
Yeah, no, just knowing that. That's what I say. A lot of times you can tell what a project is based on whether or not they're solving a problem, right? Which means they've actually done research and they've actually sat around for hours coming up with a concept that works. So nobody's doing that on a fake project. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're not coming up with that ideal.
Jeff has spent 2 years developing this technology. So we, when you listen to him speak, you'll understand why we have so much confidence. So Friday is the day.
Friday, yeah. I sent my thing over there. So yeah, hit me up. I'll come over there on Spaces. I love to, chop it up, and I think I'm very impressed, and like I said, I've noticed a couple of things on there right away, and they can tell there was there's money behind this project. You know, a lot of times I look at something and then you can tell right away that there's a lot going on here. So there is huge momentum here, right? And this is in a really good spot here. So, and like I said, you can just tell by the chart, you can tell by the community. So you guys have a lot of bonuses here that I think people are going to notice don't exist in other telegrams and projects. And right away, I think once they kind of like get to that part, I think this is going to be a no-brainer to get from 12,000 to 25,000 holders pretty quickly, and that's the beginning of that mountain, and right from there is the big catalyst. So I'm excited, man. I like the project, and like I said, I'll send you guys a link here to the TikTok, or not the TikTok, but the YouTube, and that way you guys can slide in there, and I'll send that as soon as we close out here. I'll send that in there. I'm gonna stop streaming.
Thank you so much, Mr. Manager.
I've got a question for you, bro.
Sure.
So, considering everything you know about the project, and what makes you limit it to only a 20x? Like, why can't you see like 1 billion or 700 million and stuff? Like, why do you see like just above 200 million market cap?
So what you have to do is all right. So like I said, the projects you have the ceilings, right? And just like when you see a chart, right? When a chart happens and a coin sees a big pump, there's only so much money that can go up into a coin. There's only so much money that can go in a project at a certain time, right? And that's why it's inevitable for crypto coins to always pull back 50% on average to 80, is because once that money moves from one project to another, it kind of moves in there, right? It's kind of like looking at the overall market cap of crypto, right? And right now, the only thing that really hinders this project is that the market cap of the people who do these type of trades is smaller, right? So when you look at this and you say, okay, we're going to take on all these projects, right? The possibility of this project is infamous. It's endless. But you're working inside of a crypto space that has a limit, right? And currently, if you go into the meme coin networks and that type of trading, we're still working the narrative over. Now, what I'm talking about is seeing this project, double its size in followers over what we're talking about is summer. Now, don't forget, summer is a down trading session, right? Meaning that most people are barbecuing outside, weddings, traveling, vacation. There's not a lot going on in crypto or in stocks, bonds, or anything like that. It's more about life in the real world and outside of trading. So during that time period with good information, you guys are launching space. We've got about 15 days before the end of this trading cycle. May 12th, May 15th is kind of like that moment. With the Ethereum ETF coming on the 23rd, it extends it out to the end of May. But we're looking at 30 days of talking of this project, watching the launch come out on Friday, V2 coming out. That gives us a window of 3 to 4 weeks to educate, watch what happens, do examples, make trades, let it work. And that's happening at the tail end of the trading cycle, right? So that would be somewhere where you could double your following at that time and build a nice community. But you're still going into June, July, and then in August, you'll see a pace pickup. Now, we don't know what's going to happen this summer because we have ETFs in here. And if that Bitcoin can hold and people are coming back in and they see that meme coins are being part of summer, right? It's just like there's no advertisement for crypto, right? You're not going to turn on, you're not going to be sitting there watching the baseball game and all of a sudden a commercial pops on and says, Brett, Blue's best friend. Don't forget to get your Brett coin. Right?
That might not be entirely true for this project.
Yeah. So,
we have I believe there's some IRL marketing in the pipeline.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the beginning of the evolution of adoption, right? So I think this summer, more people will be talking about meme coins because I think for me, all right, so it's kind of like a loaded question because I don't want to get too far into the things that we do, but we have projects and we have things that we're doing to me. It always comes down to this, right? When I find a project and I find something I like, or I'm looking into something, the ideal is that once we get to a moment of crypto history, which is kind of what we're headed to, my entire thing over the last 4 years has been waiting for the moment to find projects that we believe in, get behind them on the marketing side, and then push something that is a good project, right? And I think this summer is going to be a time where we're going to start seeing the evolution of memes. Like, for instance, like this hat right here, this is the Triple D hat, right? So Triple D is Dirty Dirty Dallas, but what it means is the creators of Triple D are basically was a guy who grew up in Dallas, and he ended up as an orphan, and he educated himself and went to business school, and he created a brand. And they call it Dirty Dirty Dallas because the city never cared about him, the kids or him. So when he built this brand, over 14 years, he created a record label, concerts, events, and built it into a mega brand to where now it's Triple D is do your due diligence, which is the next evolution of it, which is educate yourself on things that you want to do and what you want to accomplish, because no one can take anything away from you when you know knowledge, right? So doing due diligence is the next level of education. So a lot of things that I'm doing this summer is writing in articles for papers, doing a lot of videos on entrepreneurship, because it's the moment that people start to step into this next world that we're leading into, which is the technology of crypto and what we can do with it, right? So this is the time that we'll see marketing, and this is when we'll start seeing things, and eventually, like I say, I don't want to get too far because we have marketing plans and things that we do as a company, but we make shirts, hats, and all types of things. But we can see the narrative of there's no reason why you can't see a bunch of Brett shirts, walking around, T-shirts as people you're going on spring break and going to Six Flags and all that stuff, like people wearing their favorite meme coins. Like I feel like that's the season that we're in. So as far as having the market cap here is that I think this coin is just limited to the space, and the space right now is limited to, we can get to 50,000 holders, but the next big hump is 100,000, right? Which is now you have the utilities got to come in. Now you're working on, purpose of, the coin staying within the regulations. There's a lot that goes in there. So there's always going to be a ceiling that you have to get to. And then evolution of the project is where 50,000 becomes 100,000. But we don't know where that is yet until we get to that first level and the developers come do what they do and the project rolls. And then when do meme coins really take off, right? And, for me, it's like it come August through November, and then next January, this could easily, go to the market cap that you're thinking, 100,000 people behind it, 200,000 behind it. We can hit a higher market cap on there, but it's just the time frames, right? And you don't want to. You don't want to talk about time frames of like a market cap of, you want to get to 50 million and hold the 50 million market cap for, a couple months. And then that's when the project can break through to 100 million, and then FOMO can get you to 150, right? But that's kind of where you want to stay grounded in saying, we can see a 20, 30 million market cap here because this is a legitimate project. And then from there, over time, once that meme coins kick in, then you can see that jump. You just don't want to be, looking at such a high range without getting through the and that's what kind of kills projects is if you start talking too big instead of just slow and steady, right? And I think this project has a really good concept, and I could see this project just building momentum. And then when meme coins break out next January and people start trading in January and February, I think this thing could have a huge spike. Then you're talking that you give influencers and people, 6 to 8 months to really hone in videos, educate the masses. And then from there, new people that are coming in, as long as it's plug and play, then you can get what you're going. So that's why I don't talk like the big number, because, we don't know the evolution of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So why don't you think that Bunk, and I see you mentioned like Brit a lot, why do you think that they didn't have a ceiling But like you talk about Ninja needing a ceiling and then moving forward, but Brett didn't have no ceiling. Like, they don't really have any utility. And Bunk, what we have with just the AI snipe alone, never mind all the other specialities that we have, that alone is better than Bunk. So why do you see a ceiling with Ninja but not a ceiling with Brett or Bunk?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I didn't say that Bonk. I see. That's the thing. I didn't say Bonk didn't have a ceiling. I think Bonk is hitting its ceiling. Like Bonk is already.
No, as in, no. What I meant is like, so Bonk is already past $1 billion, and we are only 11. But like Bonk didn't really like Bonk is just generic. It's just very generic. But they are $1 billion market cap. If we're looking to be the Bonk.
Yeah, so it's easy to answer that, right? So there's a thing called first to market, right? And it's kind of the same scenario with Ethereum, right? Ethereum was first to market, and that's the only reason Ethereum held its position. And when you're dealing with people, you got to remember that when people use something, when they use the first thing they use, it's very hard to adopt them over to another thing because they're already using something, right? So now you're not first to market here, right? So when you're not first to market, if you know anything about like marketing and percentages of market, there's 50% of the market that you are going to not be able to persuade in the first 12 months of promotional, right? So you can say to yourself that.
Wait. Do you think that this isn't the first to market because AI is a complete different scale to like what is, so like wouldn't you consider that this is also a first to market, but just in a different way, and if not in just a different way, but even in a better way?
Yeah, but see that now that's education. You see what I'm saying? And if you deal with people, you know that education is one of the hardest things to teach people, right? When people are trading, they're going to be like, well, I got a bot that I use. And they're like, yeah, but it's a sniper bot, right? And you can get excited. And sometimes people are like, I don't know if I could use that, right? They're very, people are very like, uneducated, right? So, and that's a move,
But when you need more education to use a manual sniper bot rather than an AI sniper bot.
Yeah.
And plus, we're going to be getting a lot more. We're going to get a lot more like retail is going to be coming in that have so we're going to be getting a lot more users, and they're going to rather use something that's easier for them, being AI over the bunk bot with everything being manual. So wouldn't more education for new users, wouldn't they need more education for bunk bot over Shinobi Ninja?
Well, see, now what we'll be looking at is like, and that's what I mean, like having the education piece, right? Right now, it's a good project, it's a good ideal, and I like it. But what's going to come down to is your influencers, your education, access to education, right? And that's something that's execution, right? And the one thing you can't bet on is execution, right? I like the community. If I was doing a ratio of do I think this can do the biggest numbers out there, I would say that we're at a 75 percentile, saying that this right now currently I would be leaning at a 75% that this could accomplish its goal, right? And that's because it's open talk, it's open Telegram. There's a good community here. Education is big, and the concept is very easy to grasp, right? And getting it out there and actually running through, because we're also hinging on having a good developer. He has 4 people out there, so as long as everything is moving in its direction, you could see big moves there, right? And just kind of like looking at Brett, for example, when I pull up the chart, Brett had been at a point where, I mean, if you look at Brett's chart and baby Brett and so forth, you just have situations where everything that comes out, it always has that pullback. Now, what everyone's waiting for, right, is Brett to actually break out, right? And the entire narrative behind Brett, right, is the fact that, the entire thing behind Brett is they're holding because they're hoping that Coinbase just rolls over and says, oh, we support meme coins now, right? And I just don't see that happening. Just because Brett's on Base doesn't mean that Coinbase is going to give away its position, right? But they're holding that narrative, right? And when it comes to this project, they're sitting at a 636 million market cap, right? Now they've got 3.2 million locked in liquidity. I think that's till February. Yeah, 10 months. So they've got their liquidity locked for 10 months. You guys got locked infinity, right? So when you're looking at the market caps and you're saying, okay, this is what's out there as meme coins, right? You also have to say to yourself, in order to get Brett's, part of its 635 million market cap, right? People would actually have to sell Brett, right? So now that's where education is going to come in, because are they willing to get out of Brett? And because Brett, if it gets, theoretically, if it launches on Coinbase and Coinbase supports it, Brett could do, another 2 or 3x, possibly a 10, right? So they'd have to look at this project and see the movement of it, right? And it's all in the community, right? This is where you have to plan strategically, build marketing, and it's kind of what we do. But in right now, that marketing team over there is a very, very well-oiled machine. Like, I've seen their work, and so I understand where they're holding their position and what they're holding for, right? So with the Shinobi Ninja, it's coming into a concept of where it's a great opportunity for people to get out of missing coins. But this is going to come down to, like I said, it's education and marketing, right? And if we can get that into a movement, and we sit down, and there's a lot of good people here in this team, and there's a lot of good people here, then I'd be very interested in sitting down and going over marketing on this. But we'd have to really, like, if you were competing as a project to project, you're competing with Brett, right? And their marketing is very heavy over there. So we'd have to really be honed in on there, and then we'd have to target, and then once again, you got to realize that Brett's entire market cap is based on Base, right? We're over here in Solana. So Brett's market cap would be something we'd have to look and go, we'd probably have to go after something in Solana's space or wheelhouse in order to take advantage of the money in Solana, right? So we'd have to go over to Solana, do a little research on, okay, what's Solana, what's the biggest market caps in Solana, what are projects that we can look at, and then that would be the more of the target, right? So thinking about Brett market cap, you got to realize that you're in a whole different bracket, because that's Coinbase. So that market cap and how Brett holds, we can't even compare it to what the Solana Ninja bot can do, because it's two different networks. And that network is kind of separated from the rest of crypto, because most people who have Coinbase, they only use Coinbase. And that's why Brett's so big. It's because it's the first meme coin that they could actually buy. So and they're not leaving Coinbase and Base network to buy Solana. You know what I mean? So that market cap over there is going to stay over there.
So do you think that with retail coming in, because obviously on Base you have to pay fees, you have to pay like substantial fees, whereas in comparison to the fees are very, very minimal. Like, do you think that when retail come in, they're going to want to pay like substantial fees to buy Brett over on Solana when the fees are very minimal?
Yeah, I mean, so we're back into education, right? I mean, the whole point is that you got to remember Coinbase has been shitty since 2021, but they're still there, right? So unless you back in the day, you use Coinbase two times, and you're like, what? I'm not paying these fees, and we left. And if you got Coinbase Pro, the fees were cheaper. But the fact that Coinbase has been able to do an IP, go into, become a stock exchange, you got to realize those type of people are like baby boomers. They're willing to pay fees for security, right? So there's still a narrative inside of crypto where Coinbase survives off the fact that they're a publicly traded company, and using their blockchain means that you're more secure than any other blockchain. So anyone who's thinking they can move Base over to Solana, it's not going to happen. That's going to be a 4 or 5 year narrative because Coinbase is going to get faster and cheaper as time goes on. And you're not going to move baby boomers away from security, right? Because the biggest narrative in crypto is that crypto is on the black market and it kidnap people and people are being extorted. You know what I mean? So it's hard to get people from Coinbase market over to, kind of like where we're at. We're in the wild, wild west, right? So that Coinbase market cap is kind of like, it's kind of like the blue chips, they're not going to trade out of their IBMs and their Apple and their Amazon stocks to, come wing it. Right. So that's what kind of, Brett has over there is Brett's kind of like the first thing to be offered to them in the wild, wild west. But I think that's the end of their stepping outside of their zone. Right. And that's why you're seeing Brett hold its position because they're not even buying other base coins. They're just buying Brett. Right. So that's where, you're not going to be able to move that market cap. You'd be better off thinking like, you have the Solana market cap, but you're better off going after the Ethereum market cap, which would make more sense. So targeting Ethereum's entire network, those coins, and that's where the people are going to come into Solana. They're going to come out of Ethereum, right? I don't see Coinbase moving. Those people moving too fast because they're a certain type of person. And they're going to take security over the Wild West all day long. But, you got a huge market in Ethereum that's losing, its grip, and it's already losing to Solana. So you have a big possibility of getting into Solana coins that are, coming over and saying, oh, I snipe. Okay, so for instance, right, the big narrative is what's going to happen to Bitcoin and Bitcoin meme coins, right? And most people are going to buy Bitcoin meme coins when actually what you should be buying is the LFG protocol. And that's because everything that's traded on Bitcoin will be going through LFG. So just buy the coin that's going to have transactions on it all the time, and then you'll make money anyways. So why take the risk of buying the memes if you can buy the guy doing it? So I see the Ninja project as a project of basically saying, hey, these meme coins are going to move. You might as well be inside of the thing that's going to move all the meme coins. But this is marketing, right? So this is sitting down, putting together a marketing project. I would be marketing this as the token that makes money off of people trying to make money, right? This is the coin that makes money because all it does is help everyone make money. And if you target it that way, then people see the utility of this coin being used to be, like at the end of the day, there's going to be all types of meme coins on Solana, so I might as well get paid on the thing that trades them, right? So I would target this like the LFG project and be like, hey, at the end of the day, if you don't know what meme coin to buy, there's always the Ninja.
Crypto Nation,
so we've got Dr. Jenner in the house for you.
Sell shovels, right?
Hey, Doc.
Hey guys.
Hey, Doc.
Hey,
Crypto, pleasure to meet you. Hey everyone.
So that's kind of what I see on there, man. But there's plenty of room in this market, in this cap.
And that's exactly why we started this kind of movement. We wanted to be the reason that Solana gets to 1,000, 1,500 instead of just being another coin on this network with so many launching on a daily basis. We really wanted to stick out by providing a place. We wanted to be the bridge for the normies, so to say, and intellectuals on this space already. Not saying intellect is only for the people that are on this in this industry already. It's just that it's difficult for people to grasp the concept of blockchain, wallet, security. Like you said, it's the baby boomers that it's tough to teach an old dog new tricks, and sometimes a bridging is required, an educational platform to kind of teach them, to make them feel secure. And that's why we made the NKDS gated community. And I've just been listening to you for the last 10 minutes, and you're a smart man. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Same, likewise. And that's kind of where we're at right now. Is like it's the education of perception and understanding what's actually happening, right? Because I kind of laughed at everyone. I said, listen, the baby boomers control 45% of America's wealth, and the fact that they came over finally and they got ETFs is funny to me because they're in the position of being the most wealthiest people in America, but yet they couldn't ask their 35-year-old son how to buy Bitcoin on a wallet. So they wanted to pay 30%, which defeats the entire purpose of why we're in crypto. But the fact that they actually came over is great because at least they have money in the game, skin in the game, and now we have a foundation. So we can use that to catapult us to where now that we can find a floor, we can start building projects on the see, most people don't understand an underlining asset. And your underlining asset is the key to any type of growth of a country or any type of business, right? And Bitcoin is compared to gold because they're trying to make it an underlying asset, which is what you build on top of. But the underlying asset has too much fees, so it basically defeats the purpose of using Bitcoin for an underlying asset. So when you really look at this market, evolution of where we're going is speed, price, and adaptability and scalability, right? Which is kind of where we're in the middle with Solana. Solana is a beta; it has to grow, but it needs to be tested and it needs to add more servers, more ability to move faster. So that also takes money, which takes angel investing, which essentially is what we're doing by buying coins on Solana. As we're creating network fees, networks grow money, networks can build, they can expand, and this is the beginning of the foundation of Solana. So it is just an evolution of crypto. So when we see what comes in here, what we lack is the education of how to comprehend what is happening at this moment, because everyone doesn't understand what all this is. They don't realize that it's just a bunch of businesses building networks that will eventually communicate with each other on all types of levels, whether it's sending you music, sending you videos, sending you documents, sending you contracts, or just communicating where you have something like Jupe or I forgot what the other one was, but literally sending messages and text messages via Web3 that are completely uncrypted and can't be snagged out of the air and used against you. So we are entering the next evolution of our technology, and this is change. This is for everything. It's where one day instead of sending mail, we just send an email. This is going to change every aspect of your life, your ID, your fraud. It's going to change. I mean, could you imagine if Visa and MasterCard use blockchain technology to stop fraud? You're talking about $100 billion a year that goes back into the stock. Their stock would go up 40% based on eliminating fraud. And you can do that with blockchain technology. So this evolution, this technology is literally going to change everything you do. Your voter ID registration, your ID. I mean, imagine you having a wallet that gives you have an ID from the government that says, hey, this is you, and you get one token. And you go to vote, you send this one token and you transfer it when you go to vote, and you're done. And you'll get that token back in your wallet 7 days before it's time to vote next year or 4 years, whatever you're voting on. And now there won't be 340,000 people registered to vote and 450,000 people vote. Right? So we'll eliminate voter fraud. That's the whole point, is like blockchain is not going to change how we use money, right? It's way bigger than that. This is going to be medical records, identity, copyrights, sharing money on businesses. You'll be able to, kickstart, self-fund. The biggest thing is VCs are crowdfunding. Crypto is going to be the next evolution of crowdfunding, but where anyone can do it from their kitchen. Like, oh, that sounds like a really good idea. Let me put $10 in it.
I actually also think that blockchain is going to be the reason that lifts third world countries out of poverty. I think it's going to play a big role into that in terms of sharing information and sharing money in lightning speeds is just a byproduct of the blockchain's process, but primarily sharing information without having block roads of institutions and centralized institutions. That's what's going to really help third world countries progress.
Yes, I mean overnight. I mean, we're talking about overnight. Like this is not going to be, we're it's kind of like you're having a cell phone. Like one day you're talking on it and the next day you're running your entire business, 15 years later. I mean, this blockchain technology will open up the world within 5 years. It'll be like, like a runaway train, like a bullet train. And you'll be like, wow, are we able to buy anything anywhere in the world? I mean, you're going to be ordering stuff from around the world, just going, oh yeah, I'll send some Doge, bloop, and you're going to be getting unbelievable prices for art, music. I mean, culture-wise, oh my God. I mean, we're entering. I mean, this is the greatest time. You're in the history books. They're going to write about this, and you're going to laugh and say, shit, I was there. I was on Telegram. You have no idea. We were starting projects. We built that shit. That's what we did.
That's exactly.
I just wanted to say something. Sorry, just wanted to, by the way, say something that you probably didn't see yet or hear, get to know. Dr. Degenerate is actually one of the core team members behind this project. So you can now ask any question about this project that you like, if you wish.
Oh, nice.
Just so you know. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Max.
You're very welcome. We're happy you're here, Doctor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
VC Crypto. We started this about 6 to 8 months ago when we started planning it and how we could be something different than just another launch on Solana with 7,000 contracts launching a day. And I think the main premise we came to was our vision and our mission statement needed to be different than everyone else's. We needed to make a long-term, long-standing community, prioritize the people, prioritize their learning, prioritize helping them, and be the kind of focal point behind Solana going to 1,000, going to 1,500. We already had the back end kind of funding secured. That's why we have the validator set up already, to make the Solana network better so we could validate transactions and etc. Make our own coins transaction faster. But on top of that, on our front end, these guys have just been immaculate. Kate, Max, Poiser, Captain. We have all these guys just day in, day out, learning. I personally have learned so much just by talking to people, and that's what we figured out, that there's a lot of smart individuals in the world, and the second they all come together and they all give their input, and that's what we're going to thrive off of. So yeah, it's all these guys. I'm just a vessel, but yeah, happy to be here.
You have to be. That's exactly. So that's the difference. See, this is what people don't understand. Like, we have, like I was explaining, the main thing that we do is I run courses on education on how to take profits in trading. And the reason why the course is so successful is because when it became to new people, right? When I wrote the course 2 years ago, I took 1.5 years, and all I did was that my Discord is just active, right? So every day you can jump on, talk to me, go through trade reviews. And I would just ask people like, what do you think of that? And I would sit there and listen to them explain to me why they did a trade, why they thought like that. And then I realized, about 1 year ago, I was like, man, the problem is everyone's emotionally trading. And that's when it hit me that instead of teaching people to trade, I need to teach people how to be systematically trading. So I had to build a system that was a systematic trading system versus an emotional system. So I removed emotions from trading and taught people just simply how to make profits. And that changed the game because that became where people didn't have to think. They just operated as if they were at a job. But that comes from talking to the people, right? And you never get the best project built unless you ask the people how they see the project, right? And I always say it's like when they created Photoshop, right? And then Photoshop was the most best thing, and everyone loved it. And then one day, all the developers redid Photoshop, and they put all these like drop down boxes, secret areas, and I'm like, where the hell are the brushes? And I couldn't find anything, and I hit the support, and it's right here, and they started showing me all these cool compartments. I go, dude, listen, I'm glad the 100 really smart nerds had a good time with this, but the other 99% of the customers, that's not what we do. Like, I need to see brushes right where brushes are supposed to be. I'm not thinking of a drop down box that takes me to another section that has another section. Is it cool? Yes. Yeah. But you built it for literally 1% of the world. Like, I don't get that, you know?
That's what most of that's what most projects are. They're so curated for just the team and just a few select individuals. They make a lot of money, which is great. You know, it's their hard work. They earned a lot of it, but when one person makes money, there's another person losing money in this game, and that's what we can't have anymore, because this is the greatest wealth shift in the entirety of everything. And for that, the only way it's going to be stomachable or palatable is if everyone is happy, and the only way to keep everyone happy is if they're gaining something. And one thing that everyone can gain free of cost is knowledge and how to navigate in this space.
And that's key. We got to realize that we are one. Like, everyone's always, people get mad, like, oh, Bitcoin. I said, listen, it's one crypto. Get it? Like, if crypto doesn't survive, then we all lose. Like, you got to wake up and realize that you have to support each network and everyone that's in here and say, hey, whatever you are up against, we are up against. And that is the end of the day, because everyone here needs to get to the next level, because this is the support system, right? So you have to build something that gives back to people and regenerates the people and teaches more people. And you have to get a way to, I focus pretty much most of my stuff on third world side, because, I know that these people they're coming from nothing, but I know that they will be the most generous at the end of it, and that growth there is what's going to put us over the top, because that's going to open up doors.
Oh, it's going to be
massive.
It's going to be insane.
Yes.
I actually have my personal plan, along with, I'm not sure if Savage is in here. Oh yeah, Savage is in here. He spurred furthered the idea that I already had in my mind about starting a university here. So I'm in Pakistan right now. I just came back home. And we're going to start. I'm definitely going to start an educational center here for business and finance, based around the blockchain, and how it could be utilized to take this third world country into at least a second world country. And
for sure,
and it's just like you said, they just need to, as soon as they get access to it, the people over here, the population is massive in third world countries, and that's the volume that can be driven out of these kind of countries is insane. And these are some of the most generous people in the world.
Yeah,
that's an amazing thing.
It is. That's what crypto is. Like, people don't, like, if you've followed me since 2021, like, it's all about, it's God's money. Like, I've never seen, and people go, well, you call it God's money? I said, because it's unstoppable and we can share it everywhere. I said, this is you have no idea what you can do by giving a simple coin or teaching someone how to make a simple trade. Like, over here, we make, a couple $1,000 on a trade. You're like, oh, that's not bad. I'm paying rent. But that's, in other countries, that's like a year's salary. Like, you're changing lives. Like, you have no idea how powerful a $20 trade is. Like, that's 2 weeks in Africa, right? And it's just insane when in the ability of, I was telling people, like, what crypto does, it connects everyone in the world into a group of people, and then all of a sudden you're talking to someone who's like literally in the forest, and you're like, well, what do you do today? And, oh, I was out in the forest chasing lions. You're like, what? And you realize how people live, and now you're creating friends and realizing that the propaganda and all these things that we go through don't exist. And when you talk to the people in crypto, you share real life experiences, and then you realize, like, hey, we just want to have a good, safe life and raise our children. And that is it. And at the end of the day, crypto brings the world together, and it allows us to support each other like we've never been able to do before. There's no more walls. right? There's just face to face, barter to barter, just like we started this entire country. It's exactly where we started. And now we're just removing all the little parasites that suck, 10% here, 5% here, and stop the growth of what we are, which is people. Right? I mean, if you gave all the money back to the people, then the people would fix their own neighborhoods. Right? The only reason they don't fix their neighborhoods is because they're too busy paying taxes. But if people had the money, then they would have better roads, they'd have better places. I mean, it would just be a better world. So that's where we're headed, right? And crypto allows us to do that and not have to take on the beast of that other side. We can just eventually just run right through them and be like, well, why do we even hire you? Why do we even have a mayor? Right? It just allows us to be more productive and show that, hey, we don't need you to make a decision on what the street's going to be called. We're good. We can repair our own potholes.
Crypto and the by extension blockchain gives the power back to the people.
Absolutely. We the people, right? We have this thing called we the blockchain, right? And that's what we are. I mean, this
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's the ability to barter and grow and help people out. And I mean, imagine, what does a bank do, right? You go out, you work all week, you put your money in the bank. The bank gives you 0.06% on your money, maybe 1% if you enrolled in a program, right? Or 2% if you're lucky. And they go out and they lend that money to someone for a car and charge them 15%, and then the house 15%, or a high leverage loan at 20%. And they sit there and they make money off of your hard-earned money. But when you go to get a loan for a business, they're like, I don't know, right? And they hold you back from actually growing and investing. So crypto allows us to be, Shark Tank. We're the tank. We get to decide what we're investing in. We get to decide what projects we are. And when we build a community, like I said, I want to build a civilian hedge fund where we can all review projects and get in there and say, you know what, let's see if this works. But more importantly, we can take project ideals, and if we actually support them, give them support with developing side, give them support with marketing side, go see the project, open up an office. Imagine, there's so many great ideals out there that if they actually had support with developers, marketing, and a community, man, lights out. There's so much money to be made. And not only that, it's like when you get that money in, you can then support other projects, support other people, create great narratives and projects for, just people inside a blockchain, right? Show them how to build businesses, educate them, right? And it's endless, because once that money stays in the neighborhood and we start building within, man, it's just an overflow of cash. And people realize, like, there's no average people here that need, if everyone went out there and said, okay, here's $1 million. And you could go out there and try to buy everything you wanted. I mean, or you get a house for $300,000 if you're in America, a good house, buy a couple cars, and then after that, everything's paid off, and you're like, well, I really don't need that much. Exactly, because we're not greedy. But the 1%, they want to stack, put 4 or 5. I mean, these guys are worth $30 billion. Like, what's the point? Like, look at Amazon. This guy Bezos selling for $4 billion here, $10 billion here. I mean, why? You know how many tax breaks that guy got? What is he doing with the money? Like, what is he built? What is he fixed? What is he really doing? Right?
Well, he's given half of it to his wife. So.
Yeah, $60 billion. I mean, that's a hell of a divorce. I mean, $60 billion.
That's the greatest investment in the face of mankind ever done.
Yeah, and you have to say to yourself, imagine what the people would have done, right? I mean, so when Amazon was making all that money during the pandemic, do you think they lowered the cost of delivery? No, they skyrocketed it. And then said, well, we made so much money. Well, why were we paying so much? Like, why? What was the problem there? Why did you not give rebates? Why did you not give away like free masks? Why did you not give away free things? Or, there's all types of things that real people will do when we get back to where we belong, which is bartering, right? Which is people for people, because we are in touch with what we are. We're the people. And everyone's happy and safe, then the world's a better place. So I can't wait for the third worlds and the lower countries to build up, get developed, the art that's going to come from it, the music that's going to come from it, it's just so much stuff there's geniuses out there. They're just waiting to be discovered, right? And we're going to be able to touch that.
And you see it. You see it. I see it here in Pakistan where X, Telegram, and crypto is all banned, and I just kind of look at it as like, damn, you guys, the corrupt governments, you guys are trying to keep the power so much because if you let this dragon out of the cage, like your authoritarian regime is over, and then the people have the power and they can actually change their lives. I actually just can't wait for the day, for the moment that I have the ability to help out these people, because once they do have the power in their hands, it's over for all authoritarians. It's just like,
well, because we keep you got to remember, right? The biggest thing that we did is perception. We gave them power. They work for us.
Exactly.
Like when I talk to everyone, they're like, "Well, what are we going to do?" I said, "What do you mean? What we're going to do? We elect them. Like, did you forget we own this country? Did you forget who we are? This is our country. This is our business. America's
100%.
own. 100%. When did they decide how long they work? Like, if we were running a company and we all said, "Hey, listen, this company is losing a lot of money," we would fire the CEOs. And that's what we have to do. But they have basically brainwashed everyone to think that they're in charge. They're not. We own this. This is ours. They're making laws that take away our rights of how we get to vote what is ours. Like, it's crazy. Like in California, they passed a law that if you try to leave, they take so much of your money. It's like, are you who?
Wow.
What is going on? It's a law that when you try to leave California, they like have a big tax on you, and they literally take like 40% of your income, like your money. And I'm like, where does this, who thought of this? Like, who let this guy pass this law? Like, you need to go in there and say, listen, this is over. Like, what is going on? You work for us, buddy. We hired you. Your job is to make this place better, and you're doing a shitty job. But that's what happened is somewhere we lost reality, and they convinced everyone that they're in charge. But we own our country. This is our world. Everybody, the people own their own country. That's where they live, right? And these people are supposed to make our lives better. They're supposed to take our money, find better deals, get us better health care, and actually, make sure the country is ran a certain way. But instead, they run it the way they want.
The motto was by the people, for the people.
Exactly.
It's changed to by the government, for the government, right. Provided by the people.
Taken from the people.
Pretty much.
Taken from the people.
And that's where
we just have to
change it.
It's from an old movie. It's from an old movie where I think it was the movie Ants, and the Locust King or something was like, wait, you let that one ant stand up to you? And they're like, yeah, but it's just one ant. He's like, when they see one ant standing up and they all stand up, they outnumber us 100 to 1. We're fucked.
Yes.
If they figure that out.
Exactly.
And that's our job. I think blockchain helps everybody figure out that, hey, we're bigger. We're way bigger than 4 or 5 individuals per city or per country.
That's exactly what it is. Now, I was telling you, I'll show you guys, if you're on TikTok, I'll show you the chart here. So we drew this chart out when it was reaching this candle here. And I said there's going to be a pullback to here, and then we're going to go on a run. And you just turned green again. So, you actually ran the exact course that we were planning out. So the coin is right. You see that? The coin is actually right on course. Here is the pullback we were talking about on this third candle. It hit the line. Remember, we drew this line here? We hit that line, and then we pulled back, just like we should. Then we had our pump line again, and now we're just turned green again. So now this coin's on the move again. So if you were paying attention, you'd have got that pullback at the 0413. So you guys are moving good. This chart looks phenomenal. It's doing what it's supposed to do. So that's another key thing is, like, I like to see a chart that has traders that are like actually, doing the proper, trading cycles. And that was textbook right there. So I like the community, guys. I think we're going to actually, I like, the group is phenomenal. I think, we sit on the same side. Like, to me, it's all about bringing projects that, not only can make money, but gets the money in the hands of people that want to help other people make money, And I think that's the biggest thing is doing the charity. I got a couple of things that I'll run by you guys offline that, we're kind of working on and we'll sit there. But that's, there's big things that, we've been kind of waiting on over the last 4 years, just waiting for, right where we're at right now, finally the evolution of, adoption. So now we have adoption coming and it's getting like, serious. But, crypto is going to change the world and it's going to change everything. I mean, the people supporting people are just going to catch them off guard because they're not going to realize how easy it is for us to do that. And once they realize it happened, it'll be too late because everyone will be wondering like, well, why do we need you if we can just do it ourselves? And that is the change of the perception. Because right now people think they need their mayor, or they think they need their senator, right? But all your roads are shitty and your taxes are too high, right? And when you realize that, when you eliminate all that and you support people and you support businesses instead of banks lending people money, crypto's lending money. And that's the problem with crypto. We had bad actors. We had bad, look at CZ. I mean, the guy runs an exchange. He's worth 17 billion. What the hell did he do for crypto? Nothing, right? Imagine if he would have took that crypto and actually supported people, right? Imagine taking $5 billion and create. If CZ was anything about crypto, anything CZ does, we should just ban. Just ban him. Right? They've already showed he already showed he's worthless. And if he would if he would have took $5 billion, imagine if Binance would have said, "Hey, we're going to take $10 billion and we're going to do business loans." So imagine when crypto was going in the shitter, and they turned around and said, "Hey, we're going to support businesses. And anyone who wants to get a business loan in crypto, let us know." And they started lending out that money to build businesses during the big downside. Those businesses would have basically blossomed during this last year and a half. They would have had rolling income into crypto, and then that would have been a way to build businesses on blockchain, right? And then could have created a banking system from crypto, showing people that crypto can support business growth. So why do you need a bank? Right? But these bad actors, they just make dumb decisions. Like what's the other name? Quando? Like what do they do for Luna? Remember when he bought $400 million of Bitcoin? I mean, dude, if you wanted to do Luna any favor, why didn't you buy $500 million of gold? Like, why didn't you back your product with an actual asset to prompt up crypto and move it to the next direction? I mean, you got to realize that the people are the first people building this crypto. Just because they understand blockchain doesn't mean they understand finances or understand building businesses. And that's the next evolution of this industry, is getting into where people with marketing and financial backgrounds come in and say, listen, this is how you have to move this project. And that's what we're happening now, is that's what I've been waiting on, is seeing when they have to fail in order to realize that, this is, you still have to play by regular, concepts in crypto. You just can't change every narrative. You can't back your own project with an imaginary gold token called Bitcoin, right? You actually have to have gold. But if they would have done any of that correctly, crypto right now would be in a $5 to $7 trillion market cap. Banks would be, becoming obsolete because you could just go get a crypto loan, and then people would be like, shit, I'm down for a crypto loan because my bank's giving me 0.06% or 2% when I can get 10% from Binance. Like, shit, lend my money out. Let's go. Like, we would have had so much baby boomer money in here, and it would have just dwarfed the ETFs. But we just have really bad actors, and everyone thinks, well, they're smart guys. They created this thing. Nah, they were just first to the table. Smarter people are coming, and that's going to be the evolution of crypto, and that's where we're headed. And then when we can build that into a movement of, supporting regular people, all right? Think about all the rug pulls we go through, right? Imagine if, and I don't want to go too much online with this, but, there's projects that we have where it's like, for the rug pulls, how much money disappears in rug pulls. Imagine if the projects were built and actually funded people's businesses and ideals. I mean, what's the difference, right? If we have a big society funding real ideals and helping build it, man, we could build so many businesses that make money that refunds the coin. It's ridiculous. And we could really just expand this projects to massive amounts of money. I mean, we're right on the cusp, guys. We're right there.
And that's what this is. NKDS is just it's a massive company. It's a business.
Yeah.
If you look at it, there's revenue coming from all 4 different projects with, half the fees of Bonk coming from Ninja Sniperbot.
Yeah.
You have advertising revenue coming from Kit. You have pre-sale passive income coming from Dojo, and then you have swap fees coming from Sumo. it's the company that's making revenue on its own and benefiting the holders of that coin. That's what makes it long term, rather than the taxes. That's the big selling point on Ethereum, and that's what makes it easy on a lot of the other chains when you can collect taxes. Whereas Solana, you can't do that, so you actually have to have a good use case that's making money when there are no holders.
Yeah. No. I mean, that's why I like it. I mean, like I said, we'll talk offline. We'll probably have some real good conversations. But I like the group, and this is a good understanding of like who's building or who's in the community, and you have to be with a community that actually understands crypto and its purpose, and that's where it builds into something good, right? And we're scratching at the door of adoption right now. This is the year that it's really gonna. This is what we've been waiting for since 2017. So we're finally here, and I think it's going to be massive. And I appreciate talking to you guys. I look forward to more talks and communication, and definitely getting live with everybody and having. We got some YouTube channels that we're going to be launching for actual business and entrepreneurship. That's what the 3Ds are. Do your due diligence. I love to have you on there and talk about growth into Pakistan and opening a business school, because people need to understand that this is all capable. This is all possible. And the only thing that stops you is you. Like we are in the generation of growth. We just came out of a whole, generation before us was, we're in this is the new lunar cycle. This is the new cycle of development, growth, and, everything's changing. Right. So this is the time to be an entrepreneur. Right. I was just talking to my wife is heavily into astrology, and sometimes it blows my mind to listen to how she's like talking about things like, wow, it's you almost like have a playbook for this entire thing. But it's a very it's unbelievable how accurate that shit is. And I've been into investing and maneuvering on this based on stars and moons and all type of things since I was young. But that was because I was educated in finances and I knew very wealthy people, and they have things that they do. And it's like, but listening to her explain, it's like, wow, you should write a book. Like it's crazy when you have to have knowledge. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is free. And when you get it, it makes you unstoppable, because once you change your concept of perception, you become powerful.
Once you get that knowledge, it's actually obligatory and your duty to pass that on free of cost.
Yes,
that's what I agree. I've also sent you a DM, VC Crypto. I'd love to chat to you more offline.
I got you, man. Where are you at?
For now,
where are you located?
I'm in Pakistan right now.
Oh, okay, all right. So I'll get you some Discord stuff. We'll talk, man. I'm excited, man. I'm like, we'll talk about the business program, because that's what we're getting into, is just teaching. I mean, it's time to, just move forward. Like, like people just need to be who they are, and then we did so many brilliant people in the world. It's time to just be free. Just do what we are meant to do. We don't need any restrictions on us.
Yeah, exactly.
100%. Cheers. It was great talking to you guys. I'll chat to you guys in a bit. VC Crypto, again, a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I got to run too, guys. Pleasure. We'll talk offline, guys.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and I'll send you. I'm gonna end the.
Thank you, VC.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Send me a message, brother. We'll do some lives together. Let me end this live here. We'll stop the streaming. Appreciate you guys. Go check this project out. Obviously, a lot of information. I'm gonna send you that TikTok link here, and you guys can pull from there if you want. But yeah, good talk, man.
Don't forget the videos for YouTube as well, please.
Yeah. Send me a message on there, and I'll get you a link over there. Appreciate it, guys. All right, guys.
Yeah, feel free to send it over to me, Crypto Nation. And it was such a pleasure meeting you and having you here in the VC today. And we so look forward to seeing you again.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be around, and I look forward to the conversations. And phenomenal group, guys. Phenomenal.
Thank you so much.
Guys, have a good one. I'll talk to you guys later.
You too. Take good care.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. So you guys can see their incredible project. I mean, way more. I mean, it's always good to get the developers in, but the people behind the projects. And I'm going to cut off here on TikTok. We got some things to do, but as you can see here, I mean, we knew we were going to get a dip here. We got our dip, and then we got our move to the top side, which we got. So, yeah. So right now it's turning green, showing some volume here. So this is a trading channel, and it's actually operating exactly inside of its channel. So, very bullish on this particular coin here. And it looks like it's going to form. It's what it has to do there. So yeah, very interesting. We're going to do more research in there. More importantly, you know, the developers and the mindset is bigger. You know, that's the most important thing on a project is where the people stand in crypto and who they are. And crypto is, you know, for the people, by the people, right? That's what it's for. And when you have projects that focus on that, then you're able to take, you know, really stand behind them because, you know, nothing is guaranteed in life. But, you know, if you go in with good intentions, then you can build yourself up on there. Yeah, I mean, this is an uptrend right here. So you see how that turned green right there? And I'm going to get you guys over there. Like you see that green line. So we would buy right here on this little green line. So it's definitely a buy in there. And then you go to the 1 hour trend and it looks like it's trending sideways here on the RSI. But overall, let's see the 2 hour. Yeah, you got room on the 2 hour. So yeah, it's on an upward trend right now. So it's definitely on the upward side. Let's take a look at the 10 minute, the 5 minute. Yeah. Yeah, so it's going to stay in this little consolidation zone, maybe sit back on this line here, but it's going to hit here and then it's going to have an upward move. So definitely worth getting into this project at this level here. And I see no problem there. This is the dips that we, you know, like to buy in these little areas here. Good opportunities to buy there. But, you know, as always, you're never out of a project. So if something pumps like this, if you want to wait for the pullback, you're not out of it. Even if it pumps higher, then pulls back and you buy this dip, you're just confirming that you're buying a solid dip. And then that allows you to make sure that you're buying into a floor or a level, guys. All right. Other than that, guys, if you have any questions, if you want to get more into crypto, we do talk and we do educate on how to use these indicators. If you're interested in the indicators or learning how to trade or take profits, go to VC Crypto Nation, the name of the channel, and just send me a Gmail at vccryptonation@gmail. And then we can go over how to use these indicators. If you're inside the US, make sure you send a cell phone. If not, just send a regular email and we'll, you know, ask about the Academy. The Academy is basically the Discord. We teach everything from trading or really just taking profits. We use the indicators so this way you're trading off making money instead of emotional trading. And the average is to make 50% on every trade. So you want to make 50% on every trade and 7 out of 10 trades. And what that does for you, it just means that every 7 out of 10 trades, you have winning trades. If you're an average trader, 3 bad trades, you still end up with 200% on your bag, 250 actually. So that means if you have $1,000 at the end of 10 trades, you have 3,000, and you repeat that process over and over until you make 2,000 a week. And at that point, it takes a little while to build up, but 2 to 3 months, and then you're averaging about $100,000 a year. So that's how to make 6 figures in crypto. It's not that hard. And like I said, we use indicators for everything that we do, and we keep it very simple, guys. Other than that, good luck. We'll talk to you guys. Thank you so much for stopping in. Yes, absolutely, guys. Don't forget to follow. We're going to talk more about the Ninja coin, and I'm excited about the project, guys. So good luck. God bless. Have a great day. And be safe. And I might be on a little bit later, guys.